talking
That has
about?
nothing to do with it, yo. And then some of the assumptions I
There
see
have
made by
been ebbs and flows, but
yeah, but it started in the 90s, man.
yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell
What
you
up, Mike?
what up, Mike? One of the other reasons why I believe too is because when the companies started viewing other forms of entertainment as suitable revenue streams,
Yep.
that's where the focus became, and they lessened the priority. In other words, they put the comic books in a position of like say in wrestling, right? You have a big wrestling company. They got farm leagues. These little farm leagues is where they develop new talent, get them accustomed to being in the ring, get them accustomed, learn how to do the moves and get in shape and get accustomed to the schedule that they do, and then and media train them, and then they move them on up to the big company when they think they're ready. That's basically what a lot of the big two comic companies are doing with their comics. This is what we farm the stories from. So we want y'all to write, keep writing, keep making characters, keep doing all that, so we can transition the motherfuckers into a movie or a TV show or some shit like that. What up, McKenna? Hey, Betty.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
That's what that's what that's all about. And once that focus went there, because see, the thing is, they're making money. They're making money in another way now. So, like Marvel has a near unlimited piggy bank to do whatever they want to do in the comic book space, to pay motherfuckers whatever they want to pay them in the comic book space. They got that now because the comic books are not what's funding everything. It's the movies and the merchandise and all that other shit. Like manga is selling a lot of books.
Yeah.
Books.
Yeah.
Right? Books. But it's not the same as a lot of ticket sales. See what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't the same. I think that's what motherfuckers be overlooking. But either way, I still want a slice of that market. It ain't gotta be the whole thing. Just a slice. Just a slice. grab some attention from over there. Bring that over here. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Ooh, I like that.
Shiny.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, shiny.
See? Point made. Mike.
See? That's it. Look at that. Her manga fetishes. And look, she spent a look. Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to get a piece of that market. That's all. That's a piece. I don't need the whole thing. I ain't greedy. I need the whole thing.
Hold on. I can't corroborate that part of it.
I'm just saying. That's a small piece. Nothing crazy. just enough. Get them numbers up, and then take them numbers to like Paramount Plus or Netflix or HBO Max. Yo, look at these people. They fuck with this.
There won't be any such thing as HBO Max. They're changing the name.
What they changed to
Max.
HBO Minute?
No, Max. Shut up. Because Warner Brothers Discovery is adding a bunch of non-HBO content to the platform.
Interesting.
So they're taking off the HBO part of it.
Interesting. Well, I mean, as long as we getting content, they call it whatever they
want.
Oh
yeah, absolutely.
I know. I was uber shocked this weekend. Well, no, this week to find all three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies on Disney
the rest
Plus.
of them are coming, including like Venom and all that. Like the rest of them are coming, but again, I still, even after I sent that to you, I still didn't read the whole goddamn article. But
right,
yeah, they are all apparently have an agreement to be on Disney Plus.
That needed to happen, B. So we're gonna get Tom Holland and all that shit too, right? His shit on there too, right? Yo, that needed to happen, B. You know how sometimes I'd be fiending to watch Tom Holland shit? Like, yo, I want to watch this. Yo, that needed to happen, yo. This is why I said, yo, with enough money, all those things are possible.
Oh yeah.
Just like even the idea of a solo Hulk movie is still it's the shit I read last year is that the rumor mill is they've in the works to make some deal with Universal about the movie shit. So with enough money, anything's possible, B. Like anything's possible. Because here's the thing, Universal, you sitting on Hulk movie rights that ain't making you no money. How is that making you money just sitting on them and not producing any movies? It's just there.
Here's the thing. Their deal has to be different than the Fox deal.
Yes, and the Sony deal.
Yeah, because both Fox and Sony have to make movies.
Yes.
In order to keep the rights.
That's true.
So I don't know what it is that would make Universal feel like it was still beneficial in any way for them to have the rights.
Neither, because if they don't have the deal that says you have to make movies, you're literally just sitting on something that's not making any money. Yeah. We own this. Okay, cool. It's the same as with anything else. Like with comic book company. We can own 100% of the comic book company and it not be profitable.
Yeah.
Or you could sell off some percentages.
Right.
And change the lives of your family and friends.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all have limited shelf lives. Our lifespan is fleeting. All right. So sitting on shit and just to be able to say, I own this, but it's not giving you any money. How many years you gonna waste in your life that you can't get back? Not profitable. Not me.
Yeah, if I was in their position, I would make a deal.
Me too. Like, it seemed like the season for deals, right? Look, really?
Like clearly my shit don't expire.
Right.
My shit don't expire. I've had this shit forever. I'm not making no money off of it. How about this? How about give me 15%?
That's it. I'm now making money and my shit don't expire.
Right.
Mike, as it turns out, yes, it's real. Like, bro, like the right type of deal, of course, it has to be. You can't be stupid, right? And get your shit away to the point where you have no control over your family. You don't even eat off of it no more once you pass and all that. You can't do that's dumb. That's dumb shit. But the right deal float across our desk where motherfuckers talking about they want to purchase a certain amount of ownership of it. If we get in, keep our hooks into the creative, you know what I'm saying? Where listen, you're not gonna get a shit ton of money without giving them some leeway to change what they want to change. That's not happening. Nobody's making a deal where they have to do everything the way you want them to do it, because fuck that. We have to give you a whole bunch of money for this shit. We're going, but as long as we keep our hooks in creative, like keep the hooks in it, right? That's all. If it's the right deal, right company, shit. Go ahead. We making a deal.
All right. This is from This is from last month.
Okay.
Why Marvel's complex Namor and Hulk rights mean they'll never get a solo movie.
Wait, what?
It says why Marvel's complex Namor and Hulk rights means they'll never get solo movies. This is from a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel confirmed rights involving Hulk and Namor are still with Universal, meaning the Disney-owned characters will probably never get solo movies. Both Namor and the Incredible Hulk are characters that Disney owns the right to use in stories, films, or television. But while these two Marvel icons are the studio's intellectual property, distribution deals with Universal Pictures for those characters' films with Marvel Studios existed before the mouse moved into the House of Ideas. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that makes their usage in the Marvel Cinematic Universe considerably more complicated to square away.
What up, Sean?
What up? While the Hawk has existed in live action since the late 70s, Namor only recently made his debut in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, played by Tenoch Huerta. This interpretation is a massive hit with fans, both diehards and those unfamiliar with Namor. So naturally, the question becomes, will the man they call Kukulkan get a solo film? Well, unfortunately, probably not. Member of the Marvel Studios Brain Trust, Nate Moore, That's for people that don't know. He's like the top producer, or like
Mhm.
the second top producer, one of the two.
Mhm.
Um, revealed Namor's rights are, just like the Hawks, tied up with a pre-Disney distribution deal with Universal. But if Disney can partner with Sony or Spider, what we're saying is
Mhm.
Disney can partner with Sony for Spider-Man and buy 20th Century Fox outright for the
Yeah.
Fantastic Four and the Mutants, why can't it and Universal get their acts together? The answer, it seems, dates back about 13 years to the start of the Disney and Marvel Studios relationship.
Mhm.
Fans of Marvel Comics history know that the effort to get his characters on TV and into the movies was decades in the making and pioneered by Stan Lee. Thanks to the late co-creator of the Marvel Universe, cartoons, and live-action series that featured Hulk, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange hit TV. The Hulk franchise even introduced the shared universe concept, with Thor and Daredevil showing up in those shows. Yet, over time, the rights to characters came back to Marvel from studios like New Line and Paramount.
Mhm.
Like Thanos, Marvel did it itself. That's funny. by starting a film production company. The scrappy little movie company led by Kevin Feige could make movies, but it had no way to get them into theaters.
Right.
Those who owned physical media copies of those early Marvel films will know both Paramount and Universal distributed those films. Universal landed the film rights to Hulk and Namor in the early 2000s after Ang Lee's regrettable Hulk film in 2003.
Right.
Universal agreed to let Marvel Studios make the next picture, distributing The Incredible Hulk. When the mouse bought Marvel, Disney and Universal went to war in the courts in order to free up not just film distribution rights, but Marvel characters appearing in Universal's Orlando theme park.
Mhm.
Since Universal appears to have just recently lost that fight, it's not inclined to work with Disney on rights to these characters. It is spite.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's
Okay.
what it is, bro. That's what it is.
Any Hulk or Namor solo film would become the property of Universal. What's also unclear is if the distribution deal also extends to TV. If it does, that means that NBC or Peacock would have first right of refusal for a TV series with either character in the lead role.
Hmm.
While few details are on the record, the relationship between Universal and Disney is frosty at best. To say Marvel Studios is unlikely to work with Universal to distribute a solo MCU film might be stating the obvious. Yet, the same would have been said for the Sony and Disney partnership before it happened. The consistently evolving entertainment industry landscape where Marvel is the biggest game in town means the only certainty is that one can never say never. Still, Marvel Studios has plenty of options to get around this deal, some of which fans have already seen. The Hulk's appearances in other films and in She-Hulk continue his story and make him the connective tissue for a number of these discrete stories. Similarly, with Namor, Marvel can make a TV series focused on Talo Khan, where the character appears but is not the protagonist. So, rights to the characters Namor and the Hulk, Marvel's pre-existing deal with Universal locks down the distribution rights, possibly in perpetuity. Yet, now that Bob Iger is back in charge of Disney, maybe he'll complete his Marvel Comics collection and work out a new deal. At least that would give Namor the freedom Hulk never
had. I listen, Bob Iger being back in charge.
I mean, that's heavy. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like,
it really is, bro.
Yeah.
Bob Iger is he one of them. He's a shark. That's why DeSantis is out of his league. He is so out of his league right now that it's ridiculous. The level of embarrassment that's about to happen to him down there, fucking with Disney,
nigga.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm talking everything from opposition research being funded by them for whoever goes up against this motherfucker. Like, it's a lot of shit that's going to take place because, what's up, Chris?
Hey,
it's a lot of shit that's going to take place for the simple fact that, one, what you know of as Florida today would not be there,
right?
If not for them. They got their hooks and everything down there, and a lot of the shit that DeSantis is doing is very anti-business.
Yeah.
And that's not what the Republican brand has ever been.
Correct.
You know, their brand has always been pro-business, this, that, and other, and the shit he's doing flies in the face of that. The government interference and what the business, it flies in the face of it. Now, I'm all for government regulating businesses. Them motherfuckers ain't special. They regulate the fuck out of me.
Yo,
know what I'm
McKenna said, mess with the mouse, you get the ears.
You know what I mean? Look, it's a reason that Mickey Mouse always had them white gloves on. He slapped shit out you with them. keep playing with him. Keep playing with him. That's crazy though, bro. Like, again,
I get it now.
Yeah,
I still don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I understand a little bit more.
It's spite.
All right, you kind of messed up our theme park. All right, watch this.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I really don't want Universal to give up the rights to the characters they do have, as far as the park is concerned.
Right.
Marvel Superhero Island is that's it. Even though they're using old versions of the characters, I mean, I grew up reading those versions of the characters. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really want them to continue to have that. And one of the other reasons I want them to continue to have it is because Disney is expensive as shit. Disney World is expensive as fuck. So let's say they was to get this huge amount of money, right, for those characters. Then Disney went to build their Marvel type thing going on over there, right?
It would go up.
It would go up. Shit would be expensive as fuck. And I wouldn't be wanting to go there anyway to spend that amount of money just to see that. So it's one of them things where I want them to be able to make movies with the characters, but I don't want them necessarily to have right. I said, nah. I'm more of a fan of Universal Studios than I've been of Disney World. And don't get me wrong, Disney World is a cool place to go, cool place to chill, eat, just hang out. It looks nice. It's pleasant on the eyes. You know what I'm saying? But the crowds are ridiculous, and the price is even more ridiculous.
Hold on, just because why not? Where is it? All right, so just to give people where is it? God damn it, I just saw it. Just to give people cheaper, not more. Okay, I'm looking for the wrong thing. Cheaper. All right. So you talk about the difference in price between Universal and Disney. Another popular question. This is from theparkprodigy.com. So they tell people shit about parks. And
yes.
Another very popular question we receive is Disney or Universal cheaper? And as a general rule of thumb, Universal is cheaper than Disney in almost every category. From tickets to theme park food, the most noticeable being hotel rooms. And not only are the Universal hotels cheaper, but we feel like guests receive more amenities for free at Universal versus Disney World. It's also important to note that although one-day ticket prices are similar, Universal Orlando multi-day tickets are cheaper than Walt Disney World tickets. To be fair, no matter which one you pick, the admission prices are not cheap.
No.
But this is the breakdown for ticket prices. So for one day, they're the same. Flat. For 2 day, all right. This is petty as fuck. This is petty as fuck. So one day they're both $109.
Right.
For 2 day, Disney takes off $2.
Ain't shit. It
goes to $107. Universal goes down to $85. For 3 days, Disney takes off another $1.
Listen.
This is $106 for 2 days.
They ain't shit, yo. They ain't shit.
For 3 days, Universal is $62.34. For 4 days, Disney doesn't even take $1 off.
Wow.
It's still $106. For 4 days, Universal is not a whole $1 off, but it's $62.25. And for 5 days, Disney is $91. And Universal is $53.
See, and this
20 cents,
bro. This what I'm saying, right? So I've been to both numerous times. Universal is my favorite Even though I like Disney, but Universal is my favorite because one, most of the attractions there scale up to at least teen and up. They got stuff for the little kids too, but it's mostly teen and up.
Right.
Because they decided to do so much work building that area. Now it's a nice size, so it still ain't the size of a goddamn Disney World. Disney World is ridiculously big, right? But it's big. You can literally go through there, and especially if you got just like a regular admission and not the VIP, whatever. If you go through there with that, it'll take you a couple of days to do everything. Now VIP, what up, Boflex? Now
What up,
VIP,
what up?
little different. Because at least back in the day, you could shit. I've done everything in a day because I ain't got waiting them ass lines. You know what I'm saying? Boflex says, "Good morning, everyone. Halloween Horror Nights outweighs the rot in the swamp." Yo, I've never been to a Halloween Horror Nights, but it looked fun as shit. It looked fun as shit.
I'm good.
McKenna says Universal also does the early shutdown day for senior students in Florida for Grad Bash. Yep. I can't remember if the tickets were free and we paid for the bus or just really cheap. Universal was great. Everything from the shows that they have to the little 3D ride thingies and just literally we were sitting resting in the little Central Park theme part that they got, and just out of the blue. And I'm sure it was scheduled, but it looked spontaneous. A jazz band comes down the street and starts playing, you know what I'm saying, marching band and shit. People dancing in the street, all that shit like Mardi Gras shit. Like, again, I like Disney. I've had fun there, particularly when I'm, close there with the family and everything. It's certain parks I like better than others. Like I like Epcot, and I like the Animal Kingdom thing. That's cool. Some of the other stuff, yeah, all right. I like walking through the different nations pavilions, going to the stores and the restaurants. That shit is cool. But Universal always had that. It felt like more my speed. When we went down there, it was just fun. A lot of fun shit to do down there.
I mean, so basically, what you're saying is it's not a small world after all.
No, it's not. It really isn't. But for DeSantis, his world's gonna get smaller and smaller. Bob Iger not playing with him. Bob Iger know how to deal with the press. This is going. Just watch. 2024 is really the year to watch too, because this is the year where the expectation, even though he hasn't announced yet, but he's been doing all the motions for it, that this motherfucker will not finish out his governor term. He will attempt to run for the nomination of the Republican Party for president.
Question. How does that work if you lose?
You still governor.
Okay.
yeah, you still governor. I think you shouldn't be, though. I honestly believe that.
Like, what? That's crazy. Like, you literally abdicated your duty.
Well, you was about
to do something else.
Right, or you was about to, because I think that's what it is. There's still that. There's still that. But how much of that work are you actually doing when you're out there campaigning for this other job and shit?
Right.
Now, to be honest, full disclosure, a lot of that shit's run on automatic. It's not like he doesn't have.
Oh, sure. No, right.
Lieutenant governor and just that and all the other shit. But the to me, the optics is what matters with this. You already trying to apply for another job. You know what I'm saying? While you supposed to be doing this one. And when your ass was asked at the debate with what's the dude? Charlie Crest, I think that's his name. He was debating. When he asked you flat out, would you make a commitment now that if the people reelect you for governor, you won't quit on them in the middle of your next term? And he sat there with the dick look and wouldn't answer and got one of them big Vince McMahon lumps in his throat when Stone Cold's music, like one of those. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this is and to be truthful, as much as people on the right at one point, a lot of them was looking at DeSantis as the possible easier play to go for because Trump is toxic and got a lot of shit with him. It's not looking like that anymore. It's not looking like that no more because actually DeSantis looks like I always thought he was. He was a Goomba. Like he's not bright. He's none of that. And yes, I think at first when they first looked at him, he looked a bit more polished than Trump.
Well,
but as we start seeing shit,
right?
No, no, absolutely not. Yeah. Biddy says off topic. Am I the only one that hears Destiny Child when SPJ says question? McKenna says, then you have Disney, which my high school held prom at every year, over $120 per ticket to only be able to go to the ballroom and not the parks. Yo, this is the horse shit right here. That's the horse shit. That's the horse shit. Y'all paid $150. You couldn't go to the parks.
$120.
Excuse me. $120. You couldn't go to the parks. You had to stay in some funky ballroom the whole time.
It's a bit wild.
That's,
I mean, I'm pretty sure. All right, let's not exaggerate. I'm pretty sure the ballroom wasn't funky. Pretty sure it's a nice ass ballroom. The point though is you should have more access than that.
Come on, man. $120. Y'all could have did better than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We could have did better than that for them. That sucks. Damn, that's
it might have got funky because
they're in there dancing and it's hot.
Chains and yeah.
McKenna asked, did you guys see the major Republican donors that pulled out? I did. DeSantis presidential campaign. They said he was too extreme with the LGBT plus and book banning. They're waiting for a real candidate. I knew that was going to happen because at a certain point, right? And I've heard Joe Scarborough say this on his show. Politics is about addition, not subtraction. Your ass is doing things to basically alienate huge chunks of people who could potentially vote for you. And while that shit might fly in Florida, when it comes to the national elections, nope. People ain't fucking with you. They not.
Right.
They're not. And then when you got Trump, who, to be quite honest with you, Trump has always been a Democrat. His whole life, he was a Democrat. Some of the positions he took out of convenience. Sure. That's all. Like Trump is not against abortion, yo. He's not. This nigga cheated on his wife too many times with 10 women. He is not against abortion, and he played up to them evangelicals, right? And the pro-life crowd. He played up to them because he wanted their support, and he went and he gave them what they wanted. He got judges put in there and all that shit, and then they eventually did what they did to Roe versus Wade, right? But Trump has been on record, I think last year and this year, he said this shit. He said, yo, this abortion issue gonna bury Republicans. Right. They went too extreme with it. Because he don't buy into that pro-fetus shit. He don't.
Facts. We've been talking for half an hour.
We have. Damn. Half an hour. God damn.
Let's get into it.
All right. So I guess since it's been a half an hour,
we
do the intro right now. So we do. This is a portion where we like to talk about our weeks. My week. This neighborhood that I live in, right, it's pretty quiet most of the time. This neighborhood I live in is pretty quiet most of the time. And while this is definitely not my favorite area that I've ever lived, it's at least the second favorite, right? With Laurel being the first. But I do value the quiet, especially considering the fact that right around the corner is a major road. And we still don't hear the traffic,
right?
Going up and down. So that's dope, right? However, that changed this week because of something that I saw happening the previous week. So the previous week, so there's this house.
So what you're saying is you could have changed this.
No, I absolutely could. Well, I could have changed it, but
so what you're saying is you can do what you do, and the bad things happen anyway.
Yeah, nigga, no, absolutely not. I could have changed it, but then there'd have been more noise around here than that. I saw people looking at that house that's up the street from me, and this house is like it looked kind of like it has wood paneling all over the house, dark, brown, whatever. It looks like it has a lot of rooms, a lot of stuff that they added on at some point at the house, and its backyard leads directly into the woods, whereas ours has a separation with the fence, and then over the fence there's the woods. It has a lot of land like around it, like in the front and of course in the back. And the houses in this block don't all look the same. You got a couple of them that look similar, but most of the houses look different, right? So I saw people going over there, coming out the door, coming out the little side porch, all of them shit looking. I'm like, this house has been unoccupied, not really that long. I would say maybe 2-3 months, maybe, right? So I said, it looks like people trying to move up, decide whether they want to move up in there. Well, I guess they made that decision. But in order for them to move in there, house still needed some work. So now there's a crew of workmen, probably about 15 deep.
Are they getting compensated?
What, the workers?
What up, free thinker?
What up, free thinker? I'm pretty sure they are.
So they're getting work in this comp?
Yo, no. You're this nigga.
No, because you... Whatever.
Nigga, they over there with the tools going, the clanging and the banging on the roof.
Clanging and banging.
Playing the music and, and listen, they doing their work. I'm not going to hate on it, but I will say that it has changed the noise pollution in this neighborhood considerably, and I'll be glad when they finish.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%. You know why? I'll say why. Because there are times, there are times when I like to go out in the backyard, watch some YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy the fresh air, get some sun, you know what I'm saying? And with all that noise going on, I can barely hear the videos I'm trying to watch, so it fucking sucks.
Turn the volume up.
I have it all the way up.
Turn it up more.
No, I did. Shoosh. The other thing is, so my mother-in-law, she went on a trip to Panama, not the country, Panama City, and Miami, right? Yeah. Well, in Florida, yeah. So, she went there for 5 days, but before she left, on our porch, a bird
took a heavy dump.
Nah, well, kind of. It built a nest in one of the pots, the plant pots. It built a nest in there and had like 3 eggs in that motherfucker. It was an Oriole, right? And they don't build these nests overnight, so we just wasn't on the porch or whatever to just see them. But my daughter, she saw it when she went to work. She's the first one that actually saw it, but we didn't know because she was on her way to work, and she ain't called. So there's a bird got a nest on the damn porch, right? So my mother-in-law sees it, comes and tells me and my wife. And I go upstairs and I'm like, wait a minute. Let me see that. Sure enough, birds up there and mind you, typically a bird will build the nest up in a tree away from predators.
Right.
It's up on the porch in one of the pots, just chilling, and they ain't really safe. Like we don't clearly our predator cats are gone.
Right.
T'Challa and Zora. And to a degree, JB, when he started going outside more and being hunty, you know what I'm saying? But there are other cats in the neighborhood, right, that live down the street, and they got free reign of the block. Well, except for when our predators were still around, because you ain't coming up here with that bullshit.
I mean,
You ain't coming up here with that bullshit. You got King T'Challa up here. And Zora, nah, that wasn't happening. But again, it's still not safe because theoretically at night, all a cat has to do is come up on our porch, jump on the chair, and then there's that table right there where the pot is. And, give me those. My mother-in-law did not want the bird up there because she wanted the bird up there because she grows vegetables and stuff right there. And I think for one, she was afraid the bird might be territorial.
sure.
But fortunately, that's not what Orioles are not territorial like that. Now, if there are other birds that will fuck you up, what up, Discord? There are other birds that will fuck you up, right? Like blue jays. Blue jays don't play that shit. If they got a nest, and by the way, their ass, they remind me a lot of wasp, all right? If they have a nest, if they have a nest in a tree that's in your front yard, they act like you're not supposed to live there. Because as soon as you walk in the house, whoop, whoop, dive bomb on your ass, right? That's not what Orioles are. She was just basically chilling. So what we wound up doing was doing a relocation of them. She, of course, it didn't disturb to the point where the mom couldn't find them. She absolutely found her eggs. Absolutely found her eggs. It wasn't a problem. She was up there doing the motherly thing until 2 days ago. The eggs were gone.
Oh,
and the mother was gone. Now, typically, I've seen when a nest gets ransacked by an animal or whatever, right? They leave evidence. There's like shells, a little bit of shell,
right?
You know, the nest is a little ripped, a little bit. No, the nest is still pristine, and the eggs are gone. So I'm hoping that means she found a way to. She built another nest and she moved her goddamn eggs the fuck up out of there. That's what I'm hoping happened.
Okay.
But there's every chance though in the neighborhood where there's a woods.
Yeah.
there's every chance that some animal just was a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? He was a bit more efficient and surgical with his strengths. You know what I'm saying? Every birds are chicken nuggets. Look, listen. All I'm saying is, I'm wishing for the best for Mama Bird and her birdlings.
I mean,
I am. I really am.
If wishes were fishes.
Yeah. Also, I have two observations this week. One, so I know y'all heard all about the Dominion shit with Fox News and them paying the money. 787 million, something like that. They got the money from Fox, but Fox didn't have to do a public apology, none of that shit. And I gotta say, I was gonna put this out here up front. Y'all gonna lose your democracy. You're gonna lose it. Because real accountability really wasn't had. Accountability would have been them getting on their air and saying that they lied, because they did. They 100% lied. And we have all the evidence, which is why they settled. However, there is another case coming from Smartmatic. And they're looking for a full retraction and apology from Fox News. And here's the thing about that. A precedent has been set. So Dominion already got this. No other media company has ever had to pay this amount of money. None. So a precedent has been set, and all the evidence has been put out there. And there's so many videos of them with Smartmatic in their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Lying and shit with Smartmatic in their mouth. So many videos of that. This is a very similar situation. Now, yeah, Fox has puffed up its chest and said, we're going to take this to the ends of the earth because then we feel confident. You said that.
Cool
about
story.
The Dominion shit. Right. Cool story, bro. Now, to be clear, it's clear that none of these companies really care about American society. They more care about the money they stand to make from these pretty much
your
open and shut.
bottom dollar.
You know what I'm saying? And asking for a full retraction and apology along with the money might just be a negotiation tactic. The same way as when you go to negotiate, you ask for a lot more than what you really want, because in the course of the negotiations, that money's going to come down. It's going to whittle down. And then hopefully you'll get close to the number that you actually wanted. So maybe for them, the full retraction and the apology added on to the $787.5 million that they're trying to get from them, maybe that's the part they're willing to whittle off to get the $787.5 million, right? I don't know. But I find it very interesting nonetheless, and I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm going to tell you this. If you let these giant media companies continue to lie to the people in the way that they did, because they all lie. They all say some shit that's not true or whatever. But if you continue to let this happen without any like blatant shit like this, without any accountability, you're going to lose your democracy. I'm going to tell you that shit right now. It's going to happen. And my last observation for my segment, I need some visual aids here, because I think it's important to let's see.
You don't know.
I want to talk to you guys today about the power of deferring, because we got to talk about this a little differently, right? Typically, people see deferring to someone else's experience and knowledge for whatever reason as a negative, like, oh, it makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. No, there's power in being able to defer. All right. Now, the word defer has actually a lot of different definitions under there.
Mm-hmm.
The one that is relevant to what I'm talking about implies a voluntary yielding or submitting out of respect or reverence for or deference and affection toward another. Now, it's not perfect, but let's focus on the out of respect or reverence. You can have respect and reverence for someone's experience, their practical experience in doing a thing. Picture this. I know a little bit about cars. I know what tires are. I know what an engine is. Hey, that's a muffler over there. That's kind of cool.
Do you?
Windshields, windshield wipers.
Now I really don't believe it.
But to say that I know as much about a car as a working trained mechanic wouldn't even really be a stretch as much as it would be an out and out lie. Out and out lie. So if I ever need to get a car fixed, looked at, I'm going to show deference to the mechanic's opinion while still keeping my critical thinking skills intact, because I know these people are salesmen as well and are trying to get the most bang for their work as far as the money that you pay. We know that this is a thing, right? But if the mechanic is telling me some shit that's very obvious to him because he has the experience and the knowledge to do this and fix this, I'm going to defer to his experience. Just like I'm going to defer to the experience of a doctor, right? A doctor who has years of experience working on different patients, went to school for the shit, all of that. It just makes sense to do. And at the end of the day, it's your body, your choice. You can decide whether or not the treatment is not something you want to do. You absolutely don't let anybody tell you you can't just say, no, I don't want to do that. Because you can. You can.
Correct.
That doesn't make what the doctor said incorrect.
Oh, no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? That's just you exercising your bodily autonomy, right? too many of us feel like we know more than the person that literally has been working on this shit and studying this in practical situations, meaning, no, this is my field of expertise. Like, I get paid to do this, all right? This is what I do. Now, some of you might ask, well, but why? Like, why would somebody be so foolish as to sit up there knowing that they don't have the practical experience of the person that they're trying to either pay them to do the work for or whatever? Why would they do that? Well, see, that's actually not that hard to figure out. And I'm about to, once again, I need some visual aid for this because, yeah, see, Dunning-Kruger effect. You know what I'm saying? The Dunning-Kruger effect occurs when incompetent people not only fail to realize their incompetence, but consider themselves much more competent than everyone else. Basically, they're too stupid to know they're stupid.
I mean,
listen,
can we blame them?
Well, that's what this whole segment is about.
For that part of it.
Oh, being too stupid?
Yeah, being too stupid to know that they're stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of one of the things which, you know what I mean? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe. I don't know. But I've experienced, I think all of us have experienced it either watching somebody else do that shit, or maybe you've done it yourself, right? And didn't realize that's what the fuck you were doing, right? But that's what you were doing. I'm gonna give a personal example of things that I realized the power in being able to defer, right? So my experience with comic books has been from a consumer standpoint since I was 8. So reading these books all this time, what it prepares me
82.
For, no, 8.
Wow.
I stopped reading a little bit when I was 82. And then when I turned 103, that's when I started reading again. Yeah, it was a little window of time. But yeah, right. So reading those comic books all these years, I'm gonna tell you all the things that it prepared me for. It prepared me to have a grasp of the format, a grasp of the comic book tropes, an understanding of what I wanted to see as a comic book fan, and what other comic book fans that I interacted with, because it's the whole community of these motherfuckers that talk back and forth and can't stop talking about the shit. You know what I'm saying? What they was looking for, what they want. I've read a plethora of different story arcs over the years and how the best ones of them structure their story and how the ones of them that kind of fall flat, where they fall flat at. All that helps. And because comic books has a diverse palette of literary concepts. You got comic books about Westerns, science fiction, horror, teenage angst. You know what I'm saying? You name it, there's a comic book they made about it, right? So it does allow you to have these diverse, depending on the type of comic books you like, these diverse taste in certain comic books, right? But that's all it does. That's all it does. Once I got on the publishing side of it, whole bunch of new shit I had to learn. Whole bunch of new shit. Everything from the actual production of a comic book, what it takes to put one together, to the printing and manufacturing of them, to the whole business around actually selling the comic books, promoting and marketing it, to trying to find an audience, all of that, all new shit. My music experience did not prepare me for this. My vlogging experience did not prepare me for this. My videography, my photography shit did not prepare me for this. I am effectively a noob. The power of being able to defer to people that know how to do this shit and have been doing it for a minute is why I am able to still be able to produce quality content because I didn't say, I'll do it to some shit that takes you years to learn to get competent at doing. No, I went and deferred to other people. Oh, Joseph, you draw? Great. Because I can't draw two sticks together. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So here, you do that. Oh, Gabriel Sandoval, you color? Great. I can color, but not like the fuck like what you do. Like it's with crayons and shit like that I did when I was in kindergarten and shit. Right? It's power in deferring to people who know how to do shit better than you. Trust me when I tell you, that's the reason that society actually works.
Oh,
it works because, you know what I'm saying? It works because no individual one of us has to learn everything. There are other people in the society that are more competent in certain fields. They're more interested in learning about that shit. They have a passion for it, and they go ahead and they do that shit. And then I get to reap the benefits as long as I got the money to be able to compensate this person for doing it for me. That's why this shit works. This Dunning-Kruger dumbass shit right here, this is how shit fails. Thinking you know better than the people who actually were interested enough and passionate enough about that specific skill set to do everything they could do to learn how to do the shit. And then not just learn how to do it, but they actively participate in the occupation.
Yeah.
Too many of us.
I run into that issue at work often.
Do tell.
Bro. That shit is annoying.
Yo, it really is. It really is because you're annoying the person that has the skill set. Like,
it's like, all right, you do it then.
Yo, and that's the other thing. Like me, I don't want to do it unless I want to do it.
Right, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do it unless I have to, because there's other things that I know that I'm good at. I'm trying to focus on that part of it. And then if I can get somebody else to do the stuff that I'm not good at.
This is such a slam dunk slap in the face. Sister, that's a perfect example. You might have theories about color, but the colorist knows what color theory is.
That's it, bro. That's it.
Facts. All facts.
That's it. Like, I felt that in my life, there are certain things I did have to go out and learn only because I had no choice. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have did it. Facts. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have learned audio engineering. Hell no. If I had an engineer on call, yo,
hook this up on me.
Yeah. I wouldn't have learned that shit. I learned it because I had to. I had no choice.
Right.
Because when it's funny how this shit works. When you're unknown and have no resources, nobody wants to do shit for you for free. The moment you are known and you have resources, everybody wants to get you shit for free. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how that shit works.
Quite.
Let's prioritize, shall we? Letting people who do what they do what they do. And you get to reap the benefits of it. There's power in that.
I think that's my biggest issue with it. Like,
explain.
I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help you.
You have an issue. I was summoned.
Right.
My entire purpose here is to help you with that issue.
That's what it is, bro.
But clearly you know more. Let me go ahead and back up. I'm a chill.
I mean, it's not worth it because at the end of the day, the result you're looking for that you have up here, you're not going to get because, quite frankly, you are not qualified to produce that result.
Yikes.
Yourself. You're not. You're
what
not.
Novel concept.
You're not. I've literally had this argument on jobs.
You've had nothing.
Shoosh.
Oh.
On jobs with people who aren't in the department. I've been trying to tell you. Trying to tell me Really? Really? No, see, you mix crab cake batter. That's what you do. That's what you do. Me, when all this is over and you're done and going home, I have to break this entire machine down. Keep track of all the parts. Know how this shit works so that it can be cleaned properly. And what you're doing right now with this machine is going to fuck it up.
I mean,
all right? No, because I'll be doing it. See, this is how I'll be getting my... Listen, I'm trying to help you because here's the thing. Too many times if this machine goes down, they're going to start looking at your ass. Maintenance is going to come over here looking at your ass. And then they're going to call me into the office and they're going to say, hey, you observed anything when you was cleaning out the machine that looked fucked up? And once you know how to take a machine apart, how a machine works, you also know what fucks a machine up. And the evidence is always there because the people that do production don't clean. They leave that shit right there. Like my grandfather used to say, where you shit, that's just where you leave it. I'm trying to help you. I ain't trying to son you. I ain't trying to little boy you. I'm trying to help you keep your job. Feed your family. You should be thanking me for my rather generous use of my expertise in this field because I can keep walking. Right? I can keep walking.
I can just move on.
And we got records of who's on what machine at what shift. All right. All right. I can just keep. I see. Oh, he fucking up. Let me get the fuck away from here. I don't want to be involved in that. Pew! And that shit goes down. Those machines cost a lot of money, B. That machine goes down because not only is the machine going down costing them money as far as the machine itself, so you can wreck the part or you can do some bullshit. Also, the lack of production being had during those hours of production cost the company money. So if I'm saying to if I'm saying to your ass, yo, don't do that again. Don't do that. You're going to break this machine. And when you do, they're going to break your employment ties. Listen to me. Defer, if you will. That's all. That's my observational segment for the week.
Oh, really?
Yes. Huh. Like I was going to go in about Elon's dad calling him out about the Emerald shit, but nah, people don't care. To some people, he's always going to be Tony Stark to them. And besides that, his father's a piece of shit too because he had a child with a stepdaughter. So, all right.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't actually know that. Yeah. That's a bit disturbing. Shit.
Bit disturbing. Yes.
What? Wait. I gotta recoup. Wait.
So real short synopsis. Real short synopsis. Elon's narrative is that he came over here with very little money. He didn't come from money and none of this other shit. That's not exactly what happened. As a matter of fact, he was on record in interviews as talking about the Emerald thing. Funny enough, though, where that article was at, that website took the article down. You can only find it in the Internet Archives. But I guess we just gonna say that was just coincidence. Coincidence. You know what I'm saying? He then put out this thing saying he paid $5 million in Dogecoin for anybody that could prove that his family had owned an emerald mine. See, this is where games are played in narratives. His father comes out and says, am I eligible for that $5 million in Dogecoin? Because I can prove that yes, he had money wrapped up in emeralds. It wasn't official because it was in Zambia, I believe. They were going through some political upheaval. They barely had a government, so there was barely any kind of department to have paperwork on it. But him, handshake deal with a few other people to pay some workers probably very little amount of money to dig it up. And it wasn't, this is the other thing, semantics. It wasn't actually a mine. It was a big old hunking piece of rock that had emeralds and shit in it protruding out of the ground. That so you can get away with saying it wasn't a mine, and because there's no paperwork, it was handshake deals and all of that shit. For somebody to try to find like evidence that it happened, you can't,
because
you can't because they didn't
version of the story isn't
right. Again, you know, playing games. But people, like I said, people want to believe it because it was up, Sandy, because they want him to be their Tony Stark, billionaire playboy philanthropist. All right, okay. If that's what you need, right? If that's what you need, go on. Do you? But as far for the record, his father is a piece of shit.
I mean, nigga, right? He's getting his Woody Allen on.
Yo, you know that's what I was thinking, right? You piece of shit.
Why? I'm sorry.
Exactly, Discord.
What? Briefly. Why is Woody Allen famous? Like what?
He's done it. All right. So I'm about to state my
give me
opinion.
A specific or two.
He made movies.
But like what movies? Like would I have known any of?
Maybe you've heard the names. You probably haven't watched it because why would you watch that dry piece of shit? Like why? That ain't some shit.
Right,
and he's been in movies. And he's been in movies. So let's go through the list. Damn, he did one in 2020. Rifkin's Festival. These movies are. This is nothing we would have watched though. None of this.
Okay.
From 1966, What's Up, Tiger Lily?
What?
What's Up, Tiger Lily?
What's Up, Tiger Lily?
Yeah, that's one.
The name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What's Up, Tiger Lily? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Take the Money and Run.
Okay. For a name of a movie,
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Bananas. We know you like that one.
No, that's you.
The other one's Sleeper. Then Love and Death or Love Death. I can't quite. Love and Death. That's 1975. And Annie Hall. You ever heard of Annie Hall?
I have heard of Annie Hall.
Okay. Yeah, that's so he did that in 77. Then one called Interiors. Another one called Manhattan. Stardust Memories. A Midsummer's Night Sex Comedy.
Oh, wait, nope.
Broadway Danny. The Purple Rose of Cairo.
What?
Here's one you probably heard. Hannah and Her Sisters.
No.
Oh, damn. That was in 86. I've heard the name because I was about a year before I graduated from school. I've heard Hannah and Her Sisters. All right. 1987, Radio Days. Ring a bell? No.
Slightly.
September. That's in 87
like
as well.
Earth, Wind, and Fire?
No, I wish. No. Another Woman.
Yeah, no.
New York Stories.
Mm-mm.
No, not familiar. Maybe how about this one? Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex.
I mean, no. Yeah, no.
Crimes and Misdemeanors.
I've heard of those things, but I don't think
you heard those.
Yeah.
Alice.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah. That was the name of it, Alice.
Oh, no.
Shadows and Fog. You had to have heard that one.
Shadows and Fog. I've seen.
You've seen Shadows and Fog, but you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay. Husband and Wives.
I've seen Husbands and Wives, but not. Yeah, no.
Okay. This one you had to have seen. Manhattan Murder Mystery.
Listen, anything with the name Manhattan in it,
you haven't.
Nah.
Okay. This one I know you've heard. Bullets Over Broadway.
I actually have.
Yes.
Heard of.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
All right. I know.
Heard of it.
You heard of it.
Yes.
Don't Drink the Water.
I was about to make a terrible joke. I'm just gonna leave that alone.
How about Mighty Aphrodite?
That sounds stupid.
Familiar, doesn't it? Right?
It does sound familiar though. Yes,
that's what familiar. Everyone Says I Love You.
No, they don't.
Deconstructing Harry.
Who the fuck is Harry? Why should I care?
Yeah, it's Celebrity.
I mean, okay.
Sweet and Low Down.
No, B. I don't.
What the fuck?
No, I don't really have. Not that particular one.
Small Time Crooks.
Small Time Crooks. Oh, no.
So I'm going to skip some. Midnight in Paris.
Midnight in Paris. That sounds like something that I would have possibly heard of, but no.
And that came out in 2011.
Yeah, nah, I don't.
To Rome with Love.
No.
Irrational Man.
I mean, humans exist. Yeah, humans exist. So,
let's see. A Rainy Day in New York.
Yeah, no. I'm assuming he's from New York.
He is from New York. He's very New York centric in a lot of his titles and movie themes and backdrop, landscape, whatever. Exactly, Cindy. He's a sick fuck, and and Hollywood was very particular about who they choose to penalize for the bullshit and who they don't. Because I remember at the time, as much bullshit they talked about Howard Stern at the time, believe me, there was things to be critical about. Howard was 100% right about Woody Allen. 100% right in his criticisms. And people jumped in Howard's ass about talking shit. And I was like, at the time, I was like, but he needs to be talked shit to. He needs to be talked shit about. What the fuck are you talking about? Howard's not wrong about this. We can talk about when Howard's wrong.
Facts.
Howard's not wrong about this at all. Howard was one of the only ones that wasn't afraid. And what he used to do is he would send Stuttering John out there to put motherfuckers on the spot about that shit. He'd have the camera and the mic go up to a celebrity and be like, what do you think about what Woody Allen did with blah, 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 blah?
Oh.
And these scared bitch-ass motherfuckers was like, well, I don't really have a comment on that. What?
Yikes.
What?
That's how we doing?
What? So Hollywood funny. Hollywood funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? They funny as shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they really do have their picks of who they try to, tear down and talk shit on and all of that. Especially back then. But it's the same now. It's the same now. But if you are a director who could possibly give out jobs to motherfuckers, some of the motherfuckers, they weren't gonna say shit because they ain't want to get blackballed. They ain't want to get blackballed from it. But when I just read to you the names of those goddamn movies, it ain't sound like some shit I'm trying to be a part of exactly anyway. So fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But his connects though. You might not want to be part of Woody Allen shit back then, but he know other motherfuckers. He can say, look, in this little nerdy Weasley, that might, he's causing me a little bit of discomfort in the press. You might not want to hire him. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Oh shit, Cindy going on a cruise.
That fits perfectly into my week.
Does it?
So I have a question. Not for any of you Floridians, because I mean, y'all live in a climate. I mean, outside of the hurricanes and stuff, it's pretty decent down there. this is more so to you specifically, Tim, and anybody that lives in like this region or higher in the United States. I already have my answer. This is not me looking
for information, right?
Yeah, it's not me looking for information. It's not me trying to make a decision or anything. I already have my answer. I've already made my decision.
Okay.
But I recently had a conversation with someone who feels differently than me. And I personally feel like their opinion is stupid. But if I see more people...
You can't... Listen.
What?
The tea almost came on the floor. You can't...
No, I'm just saying, like, listen, I personally feel like their opinion is stupid, but I would like to hear if other people share a similar opinion. And if they do, I'll think it's less stupid. Again, it's still not going to change my mind. I've already made my decision.
But you'll think that, okay, this is a prevalent point of view at the very least.
Right. All right. Do you, like I know we talked about this like as the pandemic was like ramping up, but I don't remember your answer then. And since things have reached the new normalcy, maybe your answer will be different than anyway. So would you consider doing a cruise?
No.
Okay, so for this experiment, I need you to pretend that you would ever actually consider doing it.
Okay. All right.
So
my mother-in-law caught COVID on her last cruise, and
I mean,
this whole time she died. She's all caught up with her shit. She went on the boat.
No, they're absolutely petri dishes, and that has not changed. However, I kind of want to experience it, the whole cruise thing. So
just be careful.
No, look, yeah, absolutely.
Because here's the thing, I did Dragon Con.
Right,
nigga.
Facts.
When I tell you the amount of people that was down there, that started off masked up, that ended up in the middle towards the end, not masked up, and we packed in. There was more. Me and my wife was trying to get to one of the other hotels across the little bridge thing. Bro, we literally was walking 2 feet at a time.
A sea of the unclean.
It was, and I walked out of there unscathed. Graydon did get sick, but he didn't get COVID.
Right. So we happen to live in a fortunate and unfortunate spot for cruising because we live on the coast, but our particular ports aren't big.
Facts.
So the bigger cruise ships don't come here.
Right.
So in order to go on one of the bigger cruise ships, we
have
to travel.
Yeah, you got to.
So the two options, the two closest options are Florida and New York. The problem with Florida is you have to pay for a flight.
It's a lot further from here than New York is.
You have to pay for a flight, and it's very unlikely that you won't have to pay for at least one night in a hotel.
That's a fact.
If not two.
That's a fact.
So that could be upwards of adding $500+ to your trip.
Yeah.
New York doesn't have those issues, but the issue that New York does have in particular, that is the point of discussion, is it's New York. In December, New York be cold.
The fact that you made that understatement is crazy to me.
Listen.
It be cold as shit in New York.
Here's the thing.
Cold as shit.
Listen, so on a cruise that's going to the Bahamas and leaving from New York. I think it's like it's an 8-day cruise, but you get back on day 9.
Because you're probably gonna be a straight shot on the day 9, right?
Yeah,
it's a
I'd
straight shot.
imagine.
But on the way down there, you're doing the tourist route,
right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm gathering from it. Okay, so obviously, for a day and a half at least leaving, and a day and a half coming back, it won't necessarily behoove you to be outside.
No,
right?
No, because it's gonna be cold, and you're gonna be on the water.
Right.
Yikes!
It's gonna be colder. Right. Absolutely. Right. It's like we're adults. We understand how weather works. Okay.
And that means you're gonna be indoors.
Right.
With other people doing.
Well, no. We're not talking about stop. We're not talking about the petri dish aspect. We're just talking about the cruise.
All right.
So, if you were in the position where you were absolutely wanting to go on a cruise and you absolutely felt like, okay, Bahamas, cool, we'll do that little cruise, because it's not like we got to stay in one place for any good, long amount of time. It's
true.
You take a stop at this port, take a stop at this port, take a stop.
Right.
So, also given the fact that the vast majority of stuff to do on a cruise is technically indoors anyway.
Yep.
Because it's a cruise ship.
It's a cruise ship.
Okay. So given all those factors, would you not go on that cruise because it was leaving from New York?
No. I wouldn't not go because it's leaving from New York. No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't losing my mind, because I had told people about the cruise and they like, all right, cool, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. All right, cool, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, all right, yeah, McKenna, the weather is not an issue. I live in Maryland. It's already cold in December, so I don't.
Yes, it is.
Like, I'm not. I'd rather save the $500 to.
I'd rather save the $500. Yeah, I'm not. That could be used on the trip to spend and buy shit.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely good.
I'm not gonna.
I tell this person about the cruise, and like, oh, okay, cool. I need a roommate. I'm gonna call such and such. I'm like, all right, cool. Next day, they call me. Hey, we gotta talk. Okay, what? What about this cruise? You know that it's gonna be cold for 2 days and blah blah. Yes, because we're leaving for New York in December. I don't
see the way.
Did you expect that it was going to be warm?
No, what you should have did was you should have got like one of those globes and a lamp. So look right. The way the sun and the earth is tilted.
Well, again, we were on
December.
So, shit. Yeah. I'm like, yes, I'm aware.
I'm aware that it gets cold in New York. Yeah.
And this person's like, well, this is your first cruise. You're not gonna like blah blah blah. Why would you assume that? I don't. It's 9 days. That still leaves a week
of warm weather,
bruh. Like, I don't
frolicking warm weather.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's kind of making me have second thoughts. Okay, don't go.
Yeah,
but I want to go. Oh, okay, then go. What? Like, why are you making this so difficult? Are we not aware? Like, when I told you about the cruise, I told you it was leaving from New York. This isn't like something you just discovered and now we're talking about. Like, no, what do you?
That is true. That's a long time on a ship, though. If you end up hating it, just think about it. You want
hating what specifically, though?
The experience. Like, suppose you just don't like.
Then it wouldn't matter where it was leaving from.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, I don't.
Tell her not to go.
I did, and she said she wanted to.
So tell her to go.
I did, and she just shut up.
Oh, damn.
So
yeah, that's not a reason to me.
I just feel like if
Man, I
I
can
would
burn
even
2
give,
days easy, bro. Like
bruh,
I can
listen,
burn 2 days easy. That ain't shit.
I would even give a little leeway to this opinion if when I first said we're leaving for New York and you was like, oh no, it's gonna be cold. All right, fine. I still think it's stupid, but it would at least made more sense to me.
Right.
Like you just discovered that New York is cold in December.
Well, yeah, because you have a globe and you put a lamp right there, you see the tilt of the earth that goes a certain thing. Like come on, man. Come on, man. Stop. Can we stop playing? Can we really stop playing?
Never. I promise you it won't happen. I promise you it won't. I'm on your side. I would like it to happen. I just don't really think it's feasible to expect it to happen at any point, at any given point.
Hilarious.
All right.
Hilarious.
So we got a story that's probably gonna make. Actually, no. Let me do dumbass of the day first.
Hold on. Before you do that, give me 1 second. I have to make sure that a potential noise doesn't take place. Hold up.
The baby button knocked some shit over. What can I say? Make sure you get some scopolamine patches or something similar just in case. Absolutely, I will look into that. Cindy said, yeah, I wouldn't worry about the cold thing. Yeah, I don't know. It just don't. Again, it's a cruise ship. Sis said, I would assume the cruise knows y'all are going to need to be entertained while exiting bad weather and have plenty of activities. Yes, see, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Like, it might be my first cruise, but it's not the cruise line's first voyage out of New York. Like, things are going to be accounted for. And again, I've seen the video of this boat. The vast majority of the things that are to do are technically indoors. That's true, Mike. New York would be warm if you're from Minnesota and used to negative 45 degrees. Yes, that is absolutely true. And also, if I looked at it correctly, the date that we're leaving, I think the average temperature on that day is like 50 degrees or something like that.
Catastrophe averted.
Good. You stopped the baby from knocking something down.
Man.
I knew it. I knew that's what it was.
Little motherfucker.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
Everything was fine, bro. Let's I'm telling just real quick, just a quick diversion. Yeah, grown ass cats. We had grown ass cats in the house. We lost JB. That hit the house hard. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of the cats here, grown and have settled in.
I think it's
carnival routine. They settled into a routine of leaving me the fuck alone. Most of the time, except for the times they want attention. Because I'm still waiting for the cats y'all say don't give a fuck about the humans. I'm still waiting.
No, I'm still waiting for that. They exist, but it's not as prevalent as people make it seem.
I think it's less prevalent. I think these cats are. Listen, we had them domesticated for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was true at some point, but you know what I'm saying? But JB passes. You can't replace JB. He had a unique character, unique whatever. Had to bring in another black and white cat. Because somehow, I guess, I don't know.
What is it, a tabby?
I forget what they call them, but these type of cats do a lot of that.
Y'all need to get a calico.
We got something close. Maya, and she's talkative too, but she talks with the whales. The like shit. Where the boy is more on the he's more on that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You got a lot to say, goddammit. Hey, listen.
It's a lot.
He's a baby.
And they all speak different languages too, apparently, because T'Challa was that was his shit. You know what I'm saying? And Zora's basically English.
Right.
It was close enough to English. You know what I'm saying? It was close enough to English. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was one of them. You know what I mean? But, yo, I ain't have a whole bunch of them trying to climb up in the bed and all that other shit. Could not let me have it. I ain't had to hide my wires and couldn't let me have it. Couldn't let me have it. This little motherfucker come up in here. And he loved everybody.
Of course.
He loved everybody. He don't have no picks.
Good
right?
job. Good job.
He follows. Oh, you doing something? Let me watch this. What you doing?
Yeah.
Let me supervise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going in the kitchen to get something? I'm going to go up there too. And I'm going to yell while I'm up here sitting on this little stool while you doing the shit you doing.
Yeah,
and because he's still a baby, he wants to be picked up.
Of course.
Baby. Annoying. So now I got to wait months and months for him to grow the fuck up. All right? So I can get some peace back. Sucks.
Nah, he still might understand it. He still might end up picking you.
No.
Yes. You can say that all you want.
He loves everybody.
Yes, right now. He still could end up picking you, nigga.
It's so pain in the ass. Seriously, like, jeez.
Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, so dumbass of the week. It's I kind of got to.
Okay.
We just gonna go through it. All right. So for those that don't know, there is a global rice shortage. It's set to be the biggest in 20 years.
My fault. I got so much rice in that refrigerator right
Shut
now.
up. Oh my God. Shut up. But that's actually funny. We will get to that's kind of the point that I'm bringing up. So global rice shortage, biggest 20 years. Rice prices are highest in 10 years. All right. So somebody posted, they quoted that and quote retweet. And it said Black and Asian community right now, and it's a gif of like two women like jockeying for position.
Okay.
So someone comes under that and says, just say Caribbeans, laughing my ass off. Somebody responds to her and says, Black Americans and Africans use rice in almost every dish too. Now, that's not true, but the response, there's no Black tradition American dish that requires rice. 0.
Huh? So, wait a minute. What?
Let me give you the context that's being left out.
Okay.
She's Caribbean and she's doing that gatekeeping shit. Yeah. Somebody politely commented under her chicken and rice, red beans and rice, dirty rice, seafood, rice jambalaya.
Bro. Listen. Remember how early I said y'all gonna lose your democracy? You're gonna lose everything if y'all don't stop that gatekeeping shit amongst ethnicities. Bro, you're gonna lose it, bro.
What?
Don't nobody listen. You the only one that care. When the police listen, when you come here, when the police stop you, they're gonna say, don't worry about him. He's Caribbean. No,
that's not gonna happen.
When that old 80-year-old guy shoot your
86.
son, 86-year-old guy shoot your son for mistakenly going to the wrong house to look for his brothers and shit, he's not gonna say, "Oh, sure, you're lucky you Caribbean." Get the fuck out my face with that bullshit.
Yo, when I saw that shit, I was like, huh? Like, none.
Yo, listen.
None.
Do y'all get paid to be ignorant online?
Like even if we take out the Caribbean food, Southern food,
full of rice,
Creole food.
Stop it.
Like what are we? I'm so yes, Mike. Pretty much all Creole cuisine is a bunch of rice, a bunch of black ass people making rice.
Right?
Yeah, like what
the fuck are you talking about?
Like Creole.
You know, part of this too. When you go to them Caribbean countries, and I learned this from one of Belize. All of them have a different way to make rice.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a different way to make that shit, and all of them swear their way is the best way.
Oh
shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think part of that's in that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm absolutely certain.
McKenna said, "Have they never been to Louisiana?"
This is what I'm saying, McKenna. Like,
the fuck?
Like I don't understand.
Nigga, there's a Popeye.
Bro, it's a Popeyes.
Bro,
all over the fucking country. Popeyes. One of their biggest things is red beans and rice.
Love that chicken. What the fuck are we talking about?
Have you seen the commercials for Popeyes?
The fuck?
The black lady? Like, what are we? What?
Beans and rice.
Bruh.
Beans and rice.
Like I said, any type of chicken and rice.
Bro.
Any type of what?
Jambalaya. What are we doing?
Like, what are we? I just don't quite understand. I mean, no, I get it. She's gatekeeping. She's just wrong.
Y'all gonna lose it all. Y'all all attempts to fight back colonialism, it will die if y'all don't stop that stupid shit. Okay. Stop that stupid shit. Cut it out.
Tim, do me a favor. Define the word obstinate.
Stubborn, strong-willed. Am I close?
No. The definition of the word obstinate is this Twitter user named Black Butterfly. She made a post. Now, she made a post. This part is very important. With no context. There's no context. She is not quote tweeting somebody. She is not replying to somebody. It is not a caption. No, it's not
basically
to a video.
Nobody
that exists.
Nobody at all. All the nobodies in Nobodyville. And then she.
And this post says, again, literally out of nowhere, because I looked at her tweets before this. But again, how the fuck you started a sentence with the word "but" when you're not referring to anything that anybody like? What? But like, imagine if you got let's say we got a shoot planned, and I come out there, I pull up, I hit you on the I hit you on the what the fuck is
the WhatsApp
thing? Yeah, the WhatsApp. Yo, I'm outside. All right, bet. I'm on my way. You come out, I pop the trunk, you put your shit in the trunk,
right?
Close the trunk, you get in the car,
right?
And you look at me and I'm like, but what the fuck you mean? Like what? What?
But
what?
I'm missing segments,
right? Like
of this conversation.
But anyway. But y'all be praising men for getting children dressed and feeding them. Period. That is the entire tweet. Now it has a GIF, but the GIF again is not. It has no that the words didn't come from the GIF. The GIF is just a GIF from the office of Jim laughing. That's it.
Listen, I would argue that the greatest gift she could give us.
Shut up. I hate you. But y'all be praising men for getting children dressed and feeding them. So, needless to say, people, People responded.
My head hurts.
People responded. So first she tried to do the thing where like people were responding to her and like she tried to ignore it. So one of the tweets that she tweeted during this time is, again, without context, I'm ordering breakfast. Y'all want something? That whole thing she's trying to she's trying to deflect. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work. Literally nobody liked it. Literally nobody commented on it.
Right.
So that didn't work. Okay. So then she goes along trying to, post other things and everything. And someone says to her, y'all praise women for being moms all day and even go as far as celebrating moms on Father's Day. I think we can and should give more recognition to men actually doing the father thing. And OP replies to this saying, girl, shut up. My father is celebrated every single day, but he also parented. He wasn't doing anything differently than my stepmom. Y'all be missing the point on purpose to address shit that wasn't said.
What's up, Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson.
I need her to this is the thing that bothers me, because nobody had a problem with giving people there's context to everything. So I remember I was walking down the street. Siobhan wasn't even a year old. I had her in the little pouch thing to sit up in the front, and her baby bag and all that. And I'm coming down Liberty Heights. Car full of women drives up, stops at the light, looks over, sees me, and they start cheering from inside the car. And that was goofy.
Sure, it was a little extra.
It was a little extra, but nobody had a problem.
Yeah, right.
Giving any credit to men that are doing it, because the context is there's too many men out here that aren't doing it. So when you see the ones that are doing it, it's acknowledged. Like, more y'all need to do that. Salute to you for not being like a lot of these other motherfuckers out there. That's basically all that is. That's all that is. It's not overly praising them, because this is what the fuck they're supposed to do.
Right.
But it's also acknowledging the fact that not a lot of them do it, and more of them need to. And this guy here, we're not gonna say he in the boat with the rest of these people that ain't doing what they're supposed to do. So shout out to you.
Well, her obstinance, much like the beat, goes on. Her next tweet was, calling a man a good father for taking care of his kid is shit you say when you're used to deadbeats. He's being a father, period. Yeah, because the global you is used to good. Like, what are we? Yes, absolutely. You're making the point that they are arguing for them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why men who actually parent their children are so confused when you gush over him parenting. He does it every day. He's not doing anything extra special. He's parenting. It's not abnormal for him. Now you're making an argument that nobody is making.
Right.
Nobody.
Sis.
Oh no, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. So the same person, because she said he's literally just doing his job. Matter of fact, hold on, where is that tweet? It's literally their job. They need a parade for changing a diaper. It's called parenting. So somebody responded to her and said, people get raises and bonuses for doing their job in the real world.
Big.
So why wouldn't you do the same, i.e. show appreciation for a man doing their job, especially when women get praised for being mothers constantly? Her response, when are women praised for simply feeding a child or getting them dressed and taking them to school? Every day, all day, every day.
Well,
like, I don't.
So
okay,
again, it's context, right?
Right.
Context is, since she's being obstinate, the context is the burden weighs heavily on a lot of women to raise the offspring. Therefore, those of us that acknowledge that are quick to say, that's a good mother. She do her thing.
Absolutely.
There's context to both of these.
The same exact thing that she's complaining about that men are getting is absolutely what happens to women by people that are good faith actors.
Yes.
Like, what? Yeah. In no scenario, when the parents are both present and both parenting, will any person arguing in good faith say that the father is a good father and the mother is not?
Right.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
You've never seen that scenario.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
What is going on? What is going? Yes, sis.
Facts,
You're right.
sis.
I agree.
Facts, sis.
She says, okay, hold on. What's next? Because she just kept going.
She want attention.
Oh, nigga, I'm assuming. So when the person said people get raises and bonuses for doing their job in real life, so why wouldn't you get the same? Blah 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 blah. She said, "Let me guess, you don't actually have children." What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Because I'm gonna tell you what it is, bro.
This is her trying to gatekeep.
It's gatekeeping. It's if you don't have children, you can't speak on children ever type shit. And it's horseshit because the reality of the situation is there are so many children in the world.
Bruh.
It's not like children are alien to anybody. You know what children are, just like bad parenting when you see it. You know bad parenting when you go to the supermarket and that kid is in there, one hand on one end of the shelf, going down the aisle, knocking all that shit off. And the parent, be it a father or mom, is just sitting there looking at their phone and not doing anything. That's bad parenting. And you don't have to have a child to see it and know it for what it is. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop. Please stop.
So here's the thing. She goes on to say, I've never gotten praise for feeding or dressing my children. Mother's Day is a celebration for all mothers, not an everyday celebration. Y'all have to stop reaching.
You don't need it. Oh, stop. Just because the day is not Mother's Day does not mean that's the only time women get praised for being good mothers. God damn it. I got on the phone with my mom, and every time I get off the phone with her, I say, I had a good mommy.
Bruh.
A good mommy. Because I saw with some of my peers the dice that was rolled for them, right? Type of parents they had. I had a good mom.
Bruh.
Lil Landon had a good mom. I tell her that every time I go off the phone. And guess what? Every day ain't Mother's Day.
No. Because that's not how that works.
Fuck out of here.
Interesting enough, this might provide a little bit of context. Somebody says, this is because she accidentally said the quiet part out loud. She was responding to an unrelated tweet. Right. The unrelated tweet says, y'all joking about attending your loved one's funeral and it's all fun and games until you actually have to. She responds to that and says, seeing my baby cry over her father's casket will be an image I can never get out of my mind. So what you're saying effectively is you're a single mother and you don't have the help that you would like to have. So you're bitter about that and taking it out on everybody else.
Yep.
It is very sad that your children's father
died. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Horrible. It's horrible.
But that doesn't mean you take it out on everybody else. Because
I'm gonna need you to calm down.
To do with that. Right.
I'm gonna need you to calm down because one, horrible as that is, it's not a new phenomenon. And everybody that has that experience aren't on social media doing what you're doing.
Correct. She responds to somebody else that is actually responding to this topic. Says it costs absolutely nothing to appreciate someone else. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
That's all.
You must have had a very long week to make you wake up and be a hater on a Friday. And she responds to that, y'all are idiots. Now
that's the best you got.
Now here's the thing. I made an assumption. I made a very poor assumption, but I thought it was a valid one. I just assumed this was some young mother, right? But upon perusing her tweets, I see this unrelated tweet. It says
it didn't happen if it wasn't on a $10 card on the designated day.
That's funny. That's funny. So while I was perusing her tweets, I saw her quote tweet this tweet that said, "What year did you graduate high school?" She's class of 1996.
Oh, she young. I'm sorry, my fault.
No,
class
nigga.
I'm class 8.
She's younger than you.
Yeah.
No, nigga.
I'm sorry.
No, nigga. She is not young. She's younger than you. And when I saw that, I stopped looking because, god damn it, you just that bitter at that age. It's really not much that's probably going to change.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. So,
damn it.
This story.
She probably shouldn't be online either.
Because she's in her what? Late 40s?
Well, she doesn't seem like the person that gets.
That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. All right, so this is probably gonna make some people upset, but I mean, what else? It is what it is. So the only reason I brought this to the damn show is because I kept seeing it in different places. I kept seeing it this week. Kept seeing it different places. I wasn't following this shit, but for some reason it just kept popping up.
Right.
Marcus Houston once again talks marrying someone 19 years younger than him. Says women his age often come with baggage. All right.
So here's the thing, right? I will admit, when I first met my wife, she had baggage.
Shut up.
And we used it to go to Universal with.
I hate you so much.
Like,
I hate you so much. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. God. So
she still has it.
Shut up, nigga. So Marcus Houston has shared why he doesn't date women his age.
Marcus Houston needs to get stabbed in his nose. But I digress.
Quote, there's a lot of women my age I've dated. They may have baggage. A red flag to me was always with a woman that had a kid. Nothing against single women, but single mothers with children are a red flag to me. I tip my hat and respect women that are raising children on their own. But when I grew up, I never really wanted to have kids. The 41-year-old actor and R&B singer's marriage to 22-year-old Maya Dickey has made headlines in recent years, with the couple welcoming their first child together in 2021. Houston has come under fire for the age gap between him and his wife. To correct this article, Marcus Houston isn't under fire because of the age gap between him and his wife. He's under fire because he met her when she was 17.
There it is. Bam. In your face.
That is
damn. This is a dope jam. That's it.
That's the reason. It's not because of because if the woman was 25
or something, he met right.
The age gap wouldn't have been as big of a deal.
This, to me, it being described that way in the article, is a red flag for the author of the article.
I'll say this. You know how publications always say allegedly?
Yes.
It's for legal reasons. I think that might be what this is, because technically, I don't know what state it was, but potentially she would have been above the age of consent.
It wouldn't matter. Like, because if you're talking about that there was backlash, you're not making any judgment. You're just saying, oh, there was backlash. People said things about that. At least get it right, what they were actually beefing about.
I agree.
I don't see how that's you giving your opinion. That's you basically saying, look, when we looked over the criticisms of that era, of that time, it was about the fact that he seemed like he was grooming her.
Bro, like what the fuck? You
And like that.
anyway? Okay. Oh wait. Okay. He said. Okay. He said he wanted to make sure. Oh, Houston explained that he would talk to my dad a lot, and he would always tell me to have your own kids because you never know what the baby daddies are about. He added that he wanted to make sure to have kids with women that had previously never had children. So that was always my red flag, he said, before saying that he doesn't like women with funky attitudes. Wait, he said, I could have married a 44-year-old woman, and it could have been disastrous. Women that are my age, they kind of have a different outlook on life. Like a lot of women my age are very independent. They're very like, I don't need a man to do this for me because I can do it for myself. I come from a generation that I love to provide for my wife.
Yo, you
Houston
just said that the women of your age feel like that, but then you said you come from a generation where, so wouldn't they have come from that same generation?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. He also clarified why he fell for his current wife. He says, there's so many different women I've been with throughout my life, and it just so happens to be that this one caught my heart. Everything that I prayed for, everything that I wanted in a woman, she came with. Although she was young, I'm young in spirit. Houston met Dickie in 2018.
In the nose.
Houston met Dickie in 2018 through a friend. All right. Now, this isn't corroborated, and maybe you can look this up while I'm reading this article. This says Houston met Dickie in 2018 through a friend. What I had heard was that this girl had gone missing, and she ended up at Chris Stokes' house.
What?
Right. She ended up at Chris Stokes' house and didn't reappear until she was 17 or some shit like that. This is what I'm hearing. But anyway, he previously addressed criticism over the age gap in his marriage earlier this year. He said, me and my wife's situation was a little different. How we met through mutual friends and everything like that. When I met my wife, she was 17. We had no really conversation and no connection until she was of age. People don't understand it. And of course, I got a lot of backlash for marrying someone that was 19. And when we did finally start to talk, I was like, this woman is like me. For one, we had a spiritual connection, and I feel that's the most important thing. And being able to start being around her, we connected through music and her spirit, her kindness, her heart. Reminds me a lot of my mom, and we connect on so many different levels. Let me point out, I'm sorry, because I was reading it rather quickly. I want to point out this very weird part of what he just said. When he said, I feel like that's the most important thing. Okay, let me read the whole sentence. For one, we had a spiritual connection, and I feel like that's the most important thing. And being able to start being around her.
This shit
Nigga, what?
Work, yo. That shit is nasty work.
Being able to start being around her because she was a child.
Yeah. Because that's nasty work, yo. That's nasty work. That is nasty work.
I feel like no. I just simply feel like no.
Yeah. Bro. He told him. I feel like he told on himself. And I also did find something about the wife thing, but I found it on sites that I don't have any reason to accept them as legitimate websites.
Well, I'll just read the rumor. So we aren't gonna say this is 100% fact,
right?
So Houston, who produced tracks with the group,
the Shade Room actually reported on this too, but
I bet they did
early this month.
That's not surprising. Yeah. Houston, who produced tracks with the group Immature IMX as a solo artist, was 38 when he tied a night with Maya Dickey, who was 19 years old at the time in 2020. They first met through the daughter of Houston's former manager, Chris Stokes, in 2018. And in 2021, the couple welcomed a daughter, Zara. Now, all y'all listening might not know, but The whole Chris Stokes thing was a very complicated, terrible thing. Like, Chris Stokes basically molested them boys.
Yes, he did.
And they family. Like, so when you're talking
facts, sis, groomer talk.
When you say, I'm glad you say that, because when you say Chris Stokes, obviously you think predator, but more specifically, you think groomer.
Yes, 100%.
So for him to be the person that introduces Marcus Houston to this 17-year-old,
you see this incredulous look? Yeah.
I gotta think, and also, this is not an excuse, but this is a phenomenon that we see, the whole hurt people thing.
Yep.
And if you add up the arithmetic, it looked like 2 + 2 = 4.
Bro, it does.
It does. Chris molested and groomed Marcus.
Yep.
And then introduced him to someone that he molested.
Could in turn molest and groom. Listen, bro, this is all dysfunctional speak for me. And when people use the excuse, this is some of the things that happen. And that's a reason you're giving for why we shouldn't be criticizing it. I look at you crazy, but I also put you in a category.
Oh, nigga. Yeah. Do tell.
Yeah. The category I put you in is somebody need to keep an eye on you. Because I don't know what you've been up to. If you can't see what this is, I don't know what you've been up to. Bro. You don't quite have a barometer that's quite on right in your decision-making shit. So it's hard for me to believe you when you say, I would never do anything like that, but yet you're making these excuses for that now. So now I'm like, how can I be sure that you didn't have problems in your decision-making process before with somebody else? Because right now you seem a little problematic in your decision-making.
Bruh.
You're groomer adjacent.
Nigga. Like, at the very least.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Yeah.
That's groomer adjacent.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm sorry. We can't even, like, normally, in a normal situation.
Groomer assistant.
That was, yes. I'm about to say, normally, I would say if it was a normal situation and this happened, I would say groomer adjacent. But given the fact that a person who groomed you introduced you to the person that you're potentially groomed,
assistant.
No, that's groomer assistant.
Groomer assistant.
Yeah, I just,
yo, some of y'all disgust me so much. Seriously. And it's hard to know sometimes where the disgust begins and where it ends. Because on one hand, some of these people that disgust me were indeed victims themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But then they go up to victimize other people.
Right.
So after you get past a certain age, I feel you're responsible for getting some help. You're responsible for getting some help. In order for me to feel some kind of, you know what I'm saying? But if you go out there and didn't get the help, and then you traumatize somebody else based on your traumatization,
that's on you.
That's on you. And we can't excuse that because of what happened when you was 8, 15. Nope. We can't. You just traumatized somebody else. You have to be responsible. There's got to be some accountability, which is the other thing that really pisses me off about the society in general, is too many people, for whatever reason, have these get out of jail free cards when it comes to accountability for the shit they do, either because they're very wealthy or because society is slow to come out of an era where that sort of fucked up shit was so prevalent that it was accepted. So they get jammed up and nothing happens. because there's still many in society that still see that as just, oh, that's just the way of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So, because that was the article for the day, for the rest of the time, we're going to do the am I the asshole thing. All right. First one.
I already got the answer. Yes. Oh,
Shut up. First one. Am I the asshole for telling my brother he's wrong to hold a grudge over our parents kicking him out at 8 years old? I'm gonna let that sink in for a couple seconds.
I thought, see, I was waiting for the teen. The teen part ain't come. And I was like, well, he's eating his pistachio nuts or something. So maybe he ain't, you know what I'm saying, get around to the teen part. So you can continue after you swallow it, drink some water so it don't get caught up in your throat.
Popcorn.
Oh, you popcorn? Swallow that because sometimes I can get stuck in your throat too. Drink some water and then finish.
No, it don't have no holes or anything. Like it's just a pop. Anyway,
18. You got to finish.
No. 8 years old. My brother, 20. Wait, hold up. What? All right, first of all, you're the asshole. Not for this. Mm-hmm. You may be. I haven't read it yet. But you're the asshole for how you wrote the beginning of this goddamn post. Let me read verbatim what it says.
Okay.
My, in parentheses, 20F, brother, in parentheses, 26M.
What?
I know what she means. She's saying that she is a 20-year-old female.
She did not structure
but that's
that
not how that.
Correct.
Yes,
yeah,
no, not at all. Not at all. Okay. My brother got kicked out by our parents at 8. Oh, and you're 6 years younger than him. Anyway, my brother got kicked out by our parents at 18. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Nigga, that title
that's
says
why
8.
I said swallow the food.
No, nigga, the title says 8 years old. My brother got kicked out by our parents at 18 because he dropped out of high school and refused to work. Our parents gave him 3 days after his birthday to leave and told him not to contact them for money or to ask them to change their minds. He didn't contact us for 4 years.
Whoa, stop. I'm trying to process. So on his birthday, he turned 18. Mm-hmm. They gave him 3 days.
I don't know if that's when they told him that.
Okay.
Because again, clearly she's not good at structuring things.
True.
In her writing. So it's not clear if they, on his birthday, told him you got 3. I doubt that. Because the reason I doubt that is because she seems to be defending her parents. Mm-hmm. So I doubt it was that abrupt. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was more like he dropped out of high school a decent time before his 18th birthday. Mm-hmm. And when he refused to get a job, they told him you have until your birthday or a couple days after that.
Okay.
So that's what I'm assuming. Okay. Yeah, Discord, I hope you're trolling.
Yeah.
So, shit, blah, 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 blah. He didn't contact us for 4 years, which is when he had my niece, and told our parents they'd never get to meet her. He kept his word, and to this day, our parents have never met their granddaughter. He had contact with me, though. He'd pick me up to visit sometimes, but that stopped when I was 18 and still said I supported what my parents did. He's married now, and he does welding or something along those lines. So I think getting kicked out was the best thing that could have happened to him. To this day, he has never said a word to our parents and has told my niece that they're dead. He refuses to attend any family gathering if they're there and never brings his family. He makes posts online about how parents who kick their kids out at 18 are terrible and how he'll never do the same. I had enough of him disrespecting the people who took care of him, so I went over there to visit. She put it in quotes. I'm not saying it in quotes. She put it in quotes.
Right.
Visit, and lost it. I said he deserved to get kicked out for being a lazy freeloading brat, and his daughter wouldn't exist if he hadn't been. I accused him of hating our parents for being right more than he loves his daughter. He told me to get out and not come back and said that I'm just like our parents. I don't think I was wrong, but my boyfriend said that I'm rubbing salt in the wound and making things worse for no reason.
So yes, you're an asshole. And here's the thing. I get that there are some cultures, even subcultures here in the United States, that believe that an 18-year-old should be put the fuck up out the house because you're 18 now. But I got
real quick. Keep that train of thought. The problem with subcultures is you're still beholden to the rule of the dominant culture.
Yes.
So no matter how it is where you come from in America, it's generally
that is they picked this arbitrary age of 18 and then codified it in law. So the justification that would come from the people that would do that to their fresh out of high school ass kid, all right, would be, oh, well, legally he's an adult. And here is where I have the biggest issue.
Only in a couple ways, though, not even completely.
Yeah, because there are
several things that you still can't do when you're 18.
Right. Yeah. There's stages of adulthood even codified in law.
Can't run a car by yourself, can't drink, can't, like, there's several things that you still can't do at 18.
And my issue with this idea that because something is a law, that makes it moral or right,
bruh.
It's like I think at this point in human history, we have had too many examples of things that was legal that wasn't right for us to still be making the argument that if it's the law, that must make it. We doing that? We still doing that?
I side-eye any black person,
bruh,
that lives here.
Bruh,
that makes the argument that simply because something is a law, then
that makes
it's
it
right. I side-eye them because you don't.
Yeah, Discord was trolling. You he said my oldest is 21.
Oh no, I was sure he was trolling. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you know what?
Let me just say this.
You know what was legal a few hundred years ago?
Yeah.
You know what was legal about 50 years ago?
No. I can say that. Look, I'm a parent, and I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. There is nuance to adulthood, and when it comes to your children. Now, I'm gonna tell you like this: you got to know your child.
Facts.
I'm gonna tell you like this: as long as my kids work or go to school or they're trying to pursue something in life, right? I don't have no time limit for how long they stay with me.
Right.
I don't. They just need to be productive because I'm not gonna always be here, and my wife's not gonna always be here. And the idea of being on my deathbed thinking my kids can't take care of themselves now that I'm gone, I ain't with that.
Right.
But I'm just not the type. I love my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually like my kids.
Right. That's a very important distinction too. Right. I mean, I moved out at 19, but everybody ain't. Listen, I didn't move. When I say I moved out at 19,
I moved out at 18.
I'm very proud of that fact. However, I didn't move out on my own.
Right.
I had roommates, and
I moved out and then moved back.
I never went back.
I did. Couple of times.
I moved out at 19. Yeah, here's the thing. I wasn't put out though.
Right.
That was the first time I ever got into it with my mother, really. Like, she didn't want me to leave.
Right.
So yeah, I don't have any I don't have Das Boot. Oh, my bad.
Das Boot.
I don't have that in my head because, like I said, my mother was trying to force me to stay.
Right.
Like, so no, that now there are versions of what that means.
Yes, true.
Once you get a certain age and you're still living in the house,
that's true.
That can be discussed.
Right.
But as far as whether you stay or not, I feel like that should be depend on how ready you are.
It depends on how ready you are to go there. Yo, this the other thing too. I had a conversation with a good friend of mine. So his mom did all the things she was supposed to do to make sure that not only did they have a roof over their heads, they owned the house.
Right.
He is an only child. That house is going to him. His name is on that house. Inevitably, when his mom passes, this is his house.
Right.
I saw the jealousy from people making critiques because he did move out. He had moved out, had a family, just another shit went left. He had to come back. I heard people eager to criticize him because he was living in his mom's house. And I was like, excuse you, all of you. His name is on the thing. Yeah. His mom did all of the stuff that she did to make sure he would never be without a home.
Because the idea is, if we're going to build wealth, we can build what, like, if you failed at that, you still have this nest egg.
Yes, you still have this to be able to do something with. And this is
I was literally nest egg because
ass. But I'm saying you like, this is what, to me anyway, would have been ideal,
bruh.
Everyone's not able to do it, but this would be ideal. And I saw what I saw from the people that was being overly critical of him was a bit of jealousy because your parents made whatever decisions they made in life. I'm not going to judge them for it, but it did not result in you already having a home.
And here's the thing. Some of that I might consider righteous jealousy.
Because of the way the system's set up.
Yeah, I understand. I completely understand why you would be jealous at something like that because you weren't fortunate enough to have that situation set up. I get it.
It's not, it's a human
nature.
Trying to turn that
you
around.
Shitting on him is just trying to make you feel better.
That's it.
Because he good.
He good. He's good.
He good.
He's good. So when I towards the culture, the way things used to be, especially Southern Black folks know what I'm talking about. You could have several generations living in one house.
Oh yeah, that's how my grandparents did it.
When a lot of us migrated up, the Great Migration up north, shit changed culturally with those folks up there, where it became, oh, you 18, you got to leave. But that's not how. We don't really come from that.
That's how it should have been. It's not how it should have been. Oh, let me think. So, in my grandmother's house, which my mother still owns, my grandmother, her children, their children, which would be me,
right,
and my cousin's son, 4 generations.
4 generations. In the same crib.
Same crib.
Again, my family comes from down south. Most of the Black families in this country, especially if you come from the East Coast, y'all started down south. Y'all started down south. That was very prevalent back then. That wasn't until that migration over the course of time when that became a thing where, oh no, you 18, you got to get the fuck up out of here. That's not where, I don't see where adopting those things helped us.
No.
Not across the board.
Here's the
individual situations, yes.
That's what I was about to say, because there is, as much as I don't like this fact, it's unimpeachable. Now, the fact itself being unimpeachable doesn't mean that these circumstances were necessary for that to happen.
Right.
But it's a lot of people that profit through pain.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of people that I like restrictions are the lifeblood of
The
creativity.
fuel.
Yeah.
The fuel.
So sure, that happens, but I don't think that I'll put it like this. There are way more examples
Yeah.
of it not turning out that way.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. Listen to this. McKenna says until recently, her great grandmother, aunt, and nieces all lived in a small 3-ish bedroom house.
Bro.
Oh damn. Give me a second because
Yeah. Yo. Oh, that baby's gonna be the death for him. But yeah, like I partially get the idea, right? Because if you're in a situation where you had children, you raised children, there are some people, and yes, I've helped raise children, but none of them were actually mine. So I have no idea how I would feel. I won't lie. I know how I would want to feel, but I can't lie and say a definite either way. Some people feel, all right, I did my job. Now I want to resume my life. I don't know. I don't demonize them. I don't agree with that sentiment, but I don't demonize them because I understand. But again, like Tim alluded to earlier, he actually likes his children. And I think that's a very important part of allowing your children to actually stay longer than that is the whole liking them thing. Because you can love them, you can love people and still not like them. It's not difficult because love and like aren't the same thing. People confuse them a lot, but yeah, it's not really the same thing. So I would say that if I had children, I would not kick them out of 18. I can't say if I would feel I couldn't say how much in me would try to influence me to do so. But I wouldn't do it.
so a couple of things. First, update. Second, more observations on this topic. Everything was cool. After the last almost incident, he went and took a, I'm going to say it, cat nap.
Okay.
But then he was up again, about to create mischief on a scale.
Whoa.
That's the level of Loki. So I had to put an end to that. But as to the observation,
you've ended nothing. Oh, sorry.
I'm wondering if, remember we talked about the migration, where a lot of black folks moved from down south, moved up north. They moved to these cities where the accommodations were a lot smaller. Down south, a lot of them had farms, homes with bigger, more rooms and all of that. And they moved up to the cities up north, accommodations were smaller. Maybe it just made sense. Look, you said, hey, we don't got the room, sir. Like, we gotta figure something out. I'm wondering why that was adopted as easily as it did, if that could have been a reason.
Yeah.
Especially like when you're talking about like upstate, like New York, some of them apartments and shit that they had up there, they be dinky as shit and expensive as a motherfucker.
Yeah. All facts. All right, let's move on to the next one. Am I the asshole because I didn't get my stepnephew a gift and implied that he's a little shit? God damn, people.
Hold on, stop. So the gift thing, I don't want to cover that just yet. Implied that he's a little shit.
It depends on the context.
It depends on the context and with this kid. Listen,
Yeah,
I've
was he
had,
being a little shit?
yeah, yep. Saying.
If he
I
was
had
being a
little
little
cousins
shit, I mean,
that was little shits. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got
all right.
calling away sick.
So my brother remarried and now has 2 new stepchildren and another kid on the way. I've met both before, but not for extended periods of time.
Mm-hmm.
I had 2 nephews and a niece before this new marriage. My oldest nephew was around my daughter's age. We all went on a camping trip together last weekend, and I figured it would be a lot with so many kids, but it was a disaster. My nephews and niece have been camping before, but this was the first time for the new kids. Their mom also didn't come because she's pregnant. So it was my wife and I with our daughter, plus my brother, and 5 kids. So obviously we had to help out. Now, the older of the 2 kids was a little confused and nervous about camping, but he tried his best. We even wanted to cook over the campfire for everyone. The resulting dish was a horrible mess, but we ate it with a smile because it's the thought that counts. No, he tried. The oldest kid tried.
The taste counts sometimes too.
No, the taste always. No, fuck that. The younger brother was obnoxious the whole time. He complained about his phone being dead. He complained about the heat. He complained about the bugs. He complained that he couldn't poop without a real toilet. It was it was never ending with this kid. When we were checking out of the campsite, the kids were looking at souvenirs for sale. The older of the new nephews told my oldest nephew he thought the arrowhead necklace, fake, was so cool. I decided to buy it for him. The other new nephew asked if he could have one too. I said no, because, quote, you don't actually want one. You just want it because your brother got one.
Right.
My brother ended up asking me about it later. I said I bought the older boy a gift because he made an effort at camping, and the younger boy didn't really care about the necklace. He just wanted it to get something, and that's a waste of money.
Right.
My brother said it is unfair to get one kid a gift and not the other. I said, why punish someone because their brother is being a little shit? That's not fair. All right, hold up. Real point of order. There's only one paragraph left, but point of order. Sir, you didn't imply that he was a little shit. You told
you
said he was a little shit.
He was a little shit.
My brother said the boys are at different development stages. They're 9 and 11, so not really. I said I don't reward bad behavior, but he is welcome to because they're his kids, not mine. He said I'm being an asshole and making his new son feel unwelcomed. I also don't buy a souvenir for my daughter or other nephews, although I did get my niece some crystals. So it's not like I singled him out, but am I the asshole? I gotta say no. You're not looking as Holic over here.
I don't believe that he is. Listen, bro. Stop thinking these kids can't be little assholes. These kids absolutely assholes. But he gonna have to own the fact that he didn't imply shit. He said it.
No, he didn't imply.
You gotta own that. You gotta own that.
He said to his brother, he was being a little shit.
Yeah, you gotta own that.
He said that. All right. So the first comment says, imagine the little one didn't have fun. Imagine he hated it. The camping just isn't exciting to him. He's scared of bugs and genuinely had a bad time. He tried to distract himself with his phone, but that died too. He tells the grown-ups about how he feels because that is what he is supposed to do, but they kind of just dismiss him in a clearly annoyed way. Then, instead of at least getting a cool necklace out of it, he basically gets punished for acting immature at 9 years old and gets put in the competition for your love with his brother. You're the asshole. What? No, that's not. No. No. What?
I want to know what's wrong with people.
Seriously, bro, like what the fuck? So somebody else said. Now this I do agree with. Said I want to somebody else. It's not the same person. Mm-hmm. I want to add that if the goal is to get this kid to like camping in the long run, then this was the wrong play. Mm-hmm. I do agree with that.
I agree with that.
If you want him to like camping, that's not how you do it.
Right.
But somebody responded to this person that said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure the OP does not want him to come camping again."
I am fairly certain of that.
Yo, that's funny. Let me see. All right, so that was an easy one. I didn't realize that would be that easy. All right, so the next one. Am I the asshole for not bringing a birthday cake for my nephew? I, a 24-year-old female, am a baker. Let's stop right there. So this is what you do?
Yes.
And you just didn't. Okay, I need to read the rest. I've started baking since high school and have been making birthday cakes for my family. All right, hold on.
I make it.
You're looking worse. You're looking worse and worse.
Yeah, as
this
goes
goes.
on.
All right, so okay. It was a good way to let people know I bake, to get feedback, and to experiment. Thanks to that, I've gotten a few cake orders from my relatives and friends. After high school, I've gone to culinary school and have been working professionally since. I've made birthday cakes for my sister, her husband, her 3 kids, my parents, every year, excluding a couple years in between when I was abroad. I didn't charge them anything as it was a present from me. Shut up. As it was a present from me. These custom cakes normally cost around $200 to $250. This year on my birthday, I didn't have anything planned. Didn't remind anyone that it was coming up. I was hoping at least one of them would remember and surprise me with something. But when I asked my mom if she brought a cake for me, she thought I would bake a cake for myself on my birthday. I was hurt. I didn't make cakes wanting to get anything in return, but I realized I was being taken for granted. All right, hold on. Let me pause real quick.
Hey, yo, just call this down.
Let me pause real quick.
What he did catch my dad.
Yo, so shut up. So piece of advice to OP. Obviously, she's not listening, but
she's not listening. But maybe one day she will.
At 24 years old, I don't think you should be quiet about your birthday and expect people to just do some shit for you. At 24, I feel like that's like 18 maybe, because you just turned 18. So it's like maybe they won't do anything. That I get. 24? I feel like that's all right, whatever. Anyway,
I feel like also though, but you don't know. You don't know. So what happened when you was 23?
Right. This is what I'm saying. Right. All right. So after a few months, it was my nephew's 7th birthday. This time I decided to not bring a cake and instead bought him a toy that he wanted.
Was he a little shit?
Shut up. When I got to my sister's house, she asked me where the cake was. I told her I didn't bring one. She got mad at me, saying that she expected me to bring a cake and didn't order one from a shop. I told her that it wasn't my problem.
Wait a minute.
Wait. It wasn't my problem. She could have asked me and ordered one from my bakery. My nephew was crying that he didn't have a cake, and my sister blamed me for making him sad on his birthday. After the birthday party, I had numerous relatives making me seem like the bad guy and ruining the party. When I talked to my friends and coworkers about this, they were on my side. I'm not sure how I feel. So, here's the thing.
She could have said,
are you a complete asshole? No.
No, not
But are you the asshole? Yes.
Yes.
Because you made this 7-year-old child suffer for adults not getting you something for your birthday.
Yeah, that's whack.
If you have established a precedent, this child is 7. It's not like he's 2.
Right.
Or 3.
Right.
He's come used to his auntie bringing him a cake for his birthday.
Sure.
Again, not to say you have to.
And not to let the mom off the hook for not confirming.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, you should have confirmed.
Yes, she should have confirmed. But you mad at the parents. Don't take that shit out.
You took it out on the kid. Yeah.
I would understand. I would feel better about this if you just didn't go.
Yep. Facts. If
you just didn't show up. Facts. All right. Cool. I guess that's better.
You took it out on that baby.
You took it out on the goddamn baby, yo.
He took it out on
you took it out on a 7-year-old
because of what they did. Yeah.
Because of what they didn't do.
Y'all petty.
And you were being literally petty. Yes. That's what I'm about to say. You're literally being petty because you didn't ask them for something for your birthday and they didn't do anything. So because she didn't ask you about the cake, you come on, yo. It's a 7-year-old child.
You super petty. Like,
if it was her birthday, absolutely.
Fuck you. You ain't do shit for me on mine.
Right.
But see, again,
7-year-old ain't.
Again, like, I think this is more relatable to me because of the age of the child.
Yeah.
Because, like I told you, once I got past a certain age, my family didn't really. The whole making a big deal out of the birthday thing was not a part of my life until I met my wife, because that's what they do. Oh no, it's your birthday. Oh no, shit, we doing this, we doing that.
Right.
You at a certain age, you was lucky to get a cake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so this is a 7-year-old though, and I remember clearly at 7-year-old, my birthday was a thing,
bro.
Yeah,
right?
you know? Yeah,
Nigga,
that's
like,
crazy.
what are we talking about?
That's crazy.
So a couple of these comments. You're not the
You're
asshole.
the asshole.
No, the first one says you're not the asshole. If no one had even asked you to bring a cake, I don't see how this is your fault. Sounds like a few people in your family are being entitled brats. No, that's
You
not
set
how.
the precedent already.
Yeah, that's not how
anyway,
entitlement works.
You don't take it. The kid is, first of all, the kid is absolutely entitled to think that you can get a cake from his aunt.
Because that's
Absolutely. You set the precedent for that. You set the precedent.
Like, I don't understand. And to clarify, the reason that she's petty for the whole I didn't ask and you didn't do, so since you didn't ask, I won't do, is because this is leading me to believe they never ask her for a cake.
Yeah.
She just always does it.
That's true too.
So what?
I still would, me as a parent, I'd have felt weird, like not having some confirmation. But I know because my experience with birthdays is different. So it's hard for me to, but like the idea of leaving it to chance that Siobhan or Malik wouldn't have a cake, you know what I'm saying? Because somebody has always, I haven't communicated with this person. I don't know what the fuck. That I'd feel weird not confirming that. But again, my experience is different because of my experience with birthdays in my family. So I feel like at any rate,
everybody in the comments that I'm seeing so far is saying that she's not the asshole.
Well, that's because they're assholes. That's because they're assholes.
Let me see. Hold on. What? God damn it.
McKenna says, punishing the kid for your kind of made up slight from their parents. I mean, if it was that much of an issue, tell the parents beforehand that they have to cover it. Unless your family is throwing a whole weekend bash for every other person in your family, you made a kid cry, period.
Bro.
Yeah. Oh, and Disco said they are Redditors. Facts. Like,
I mean,
that's like one stage below 4chan.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yo, even in the summary, because on these posts, you have to give a summary. And in the summary, it says, didn't bring a cake for my nephew's birthday, even though I did for his previous birthdays. Nigga!
Yeah.
Did anybody say you're the asshole? Hold on. I think there's one. It seems. Oh no, not a single person.
They're a stage below 4chan, B.
I mean,
Predators, yo, like.
Yeah, you're right. Not a single person. Yo, this post has so many comments.
Right.
Not a single person said you're the asshole. Like,
that's true too, Betty. She could have. If you was going to do all that, you could have just told the mother or told her sister in advance. I'm not bringing the cake, so you better go ahead. You better go ahead.
You could have talked about it.
You could have talked about it or something. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
like,
I ain't like how y'all did me. Instead of being fucking passive aggressive, about something that you shouldn't necessarily have expected.
You're right.
You shouldn't necessarily have expected them to. You're 24.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
You shouldn't have necessarily expected them to do something for your birthday without saying anything about it.
Yeah, you're right. And I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that it's kind of crazy that you went to this length. You ain't say nothing. You ain't say nothing. Nothing.
You concocted the secret plan to get your revenge for the 7th birth of their firstborn. Like, what the fuck?
It's Game of Thrones, bro.
On the 7th birthday of your firstborn child. I shall not provide a cake. Like, what?
She's a villain, yo. She's a villain.
All right, let me
She's a
see this
villain.
next one. Am I the asshole for choosing my sister over my girlfriend? It
Depends on the
depends.
situation.
It depends, my good man. My
Situation.
girlfriend, 24-year-old female, and I, 31-year-old male, have been together for almost a year now. Our relationship has been great up until now, and we are in it for the long term. We don't live together yet. My girlfriend lives in an apartment with some roommates while I live in my house that I bought 2 years ago. About 6 months ago, my younger sister, 19, started to attend a college in the city about a 20-minute walk away from my house. My sister is more introverted and doesn't like a typical college life or living in a dorm with other people and being surrounded by partying and alcohol. Since I live so close by, she asked if she can move in with me for her first year until she meets other people she will be comfortable with sharing an apartment. My house is a pretty big house, so there was no reason not to let her stay with me. So she has been living with me for almost half a year. She has her room, the second floor that was previously empty, while I do pretty much everything else on the ground floor and the first floor.
This is the sister.
It's his sister.
Right.
My girlfriend has been talking a lot about moving in together recently, and I am completely on board with that. We were even making specific plans on when she would be able to move in, and everything seemed to be going smoothly until she, out of nowhere, asked me when I am going to make my sister move out so that she can move in. I told her that my sister will move out eventually, but that she isn't moving out for at least 6 months and might even stay longer if needed, and that there's plenty of room for the three of us without getting in each other's way. This somehow riled my girlfriend up, and she started telling me that she doesn't want anybody living with us and that my sister needs to be an adult and live on her own. I told her that I made a promise to my sister and that I'm not going back on my word. This turned into an argument with her telling me that she wants us to live alone with nobody else around and me explaining that I can't leave my sister hanging. I tried to reason with her, but she kept repeating this, so I told her that I'm not making my sister move out regardless of what she's going to do. She got emotional and started to tell me that I am choosing my sister over her and that what I'm doing is wrong. Am I the asshole?
You're an asshole. Let me tell you something.
Wait, what?
No, not him. I'm talking about her. Talking about her, not him. Let me tell you something. My sister ain't gonna be homeless. Fuck out of here.
Bro, like what?
If I told my sister she could stay with me and the place is big enough, if you can't find it within yourself to come on over and help out,
Bro.
and we all live here together, it's not like we all be sleeping in the same goddamn room.
Like what?
Yo, listen. There's no way in the world I'm telling my sister you gotta leave because my girlfriend wants to move in. Fuck out of here. That ain't never happening. What? That ain't never happening. Never, ever. Either you accept the fact, look, you said you in it for a long haul, right? Families live together, right? We making a family together. We connecting our families, right? Well, this person, motherfuckers don't be getting it. Now, unless your brother or sister, your sibling is a complete and total jerkwater, asshole who's always doing something and is intolerable to live around, these people are the people in your head, at least, you say, I'm going to go through life for this person. That's my sister. That's my brother. I'm going through life. You think for one goddamn second, I'm going to leave my sister hanging and say, Erica, you got to bounce because what? Hell no. Hell no. No.
No way. I don't. What? Like,
go.
why would you?
She gets dumped. You can't tell me you in this with me for the long haul, but you can't accept my sister. What the fuck is you talking about?
And
you
again,
obviously aren't.
Under the context of
both this
temporary. This is temporary. We know it's temporary. It's established to have been temporary. She's here because of school.
6 months or maybe longer, depending on what she
needs.
That is not forever. That is not permanent. And that is his sister.
Yeah.
You are a piece of shit. For not respecting that. I'm glad you did it though. Because he needs to see it.
Facts.
That's funny. Fuck up out of there.
Because somebody said, all right, your girlfriend is showing an egocentric lack of family sense, which should make you want to think twice about continuing the relationship if she's already this petty and entitled about getting rid of your 19-year-old sibling.
Fuck out of here.
Not the asshole.
What?
And OP responded, yeah, this is definitely unacceptable. But what baffles me the most is that in our entire year together, she has always been very kind and considerate. And I would have never expected her to do something like this. So this definitely comes as a shock to me.
All right. Well, maybe there was no red flags in the beginning.
Maybe not.
Or maybe he never really met her.
Maybe they weren't in a position.
He met her representative, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that?
What's that?
The response to him saying that is somebody saying, as for your girlfriend, when people think they've got you locked into a relationship, they often start showing new sides of their character.
Yeah.
Often the asshole-ish side.
Yeah.
Pay attention. This is what she's going to be like forwards. And the person that responds to them said, Chris Rock once said that when you're dating someone, you're dating that person's representative. What OP is now seeing is this girlfriend's real personality.
Yo, a couple of things is funny. Cosmic 100% was mine. One of mine is one of mine. We not doing that. But also Discord with his dumbass. Her customer service face. Yeah, that's who you met. All that year, that was a customer service face. That's all it was.
All facts.
That's all it was. Fuck out of it. No, I'm just sitting here seriously contemplating the conversation you have with your sister saying,
ain't no way. Listen. Annie's moving in, you're moving out.
Yeah.
Listen, I know what we talked about, but things have changed. I'm gonna need you to get the hell up out of here.
You got to
what?
Look, there's a Motel 8 down the what the fuck?
There's a Best Western Holiday Inn. I mean,
listen, there's one of them down that street. You can just go. Listen, all you gotta do is make sure you keep all your stuff.
You can come eat lunch here.
Yo, lunch.
You can come eat lunch here,
or maybe not here because she don't really want you. Maybe we can go to Double T Diner.
Nigga,
like that's what I said. You are.
Ain't no way in the goddamn board. No way in that don't even make sense.
Nigga,
listen to me clearly.
Nowhere. Bruh. You're the one that's never gonna move in now.
Facts.
Now you're never gonna move in now. You fuck out of here.
And this is my house.
This my house, man.
See,
when you say that, I think this the real. What that does is it digs really deep into the psyche, especially of somebody like me. This is my.
I'm not. This is my house.
Eddie Murphy's stand-up. Was it Raw or Delirious? We talked about his uncle. It was that. This is my motherfucking house. What? What? You ain't what? But I'd have lost it on. I'd have lost it on her. I ain't kicking my sister out for your dumb ass.
Yo, that reminds me of the episode of the Boondocks where Uncle Ruckus, his grandmother came to his house and like she just invaded his shit. And she said something to him, and he was like, "I live here."
Right.
Like, what the fuck you mean? Like,
what are you talking to?
I live here. Like, all right. Next up, am I the asshole for being angry at a girl for her mental illness? Wait.
Huh?
Yo,
you're angry about her. Not something that may have happened because of her mental illness.
Listen. We've already seen that these titles can be misleading because the one motherfucker said that her brother was put out at 8 years old.
Facts.
And it wasn't actually 8. All right. I, 20-year-old male, live in an apartment with Dan, in quotes, 20-year-old male, near our college. Dan and I have been friends since high school, but we only got close upon becoming roommates in college. Dan has a girlfriend of 2 years, Kayla, who's 19. Kayla practically lives in our apartment. Though she is supposed to be living with her parents and commuting to our college, she lived in an off-campus apartment with a few other girls until earlier this semester, but was apparently ostracized there because it was a toxic group. Kayla racks up dishes in our kitchen, has her makeup and various girl shit scattered about our bathroom, and will just stay on our couch taking bong rips all day while Dan is in class. Kayla is an art therapy major, Her coursework isn't hard. I've asked Kayla why she doesn't go to class, and she'll give me some snarky comment about how that's none of my business or whatever. Fair enough.
Why did I know that's what she was going to say?
Fair enough. But then Dan will complain to me because Kayla said I was shaming her for her ADHD symptoms and making her feel pathetic for having a mental illness. No, I asked why she never goes to class, that she, and then in parentheses, her parents, pay for. Then there was another incident when I confronted her because she racks up dishes and never ever cleans them. I came home from spring break and the sink had grown into this moldy, disgusting biohazard, and our living area had become strewn with Kayla's clothes and reeked of unscooped cat litter. They share a cat. They share a cat. I confronted Kayla, asking her to clean up her mess, and she broke down into a blubbering mess because cleaning reminds her of her abusive parents shaming her for being dirty. So she doesn't. Also, her ADHD. My final straw was yesterday when I brought up next year's housing to Dan. He insisted we get a 3-person lease so that Kayla could live with us. I told him no. I don't want to live with Kayla. Why the hell would we do that? He said that due to Kayla's mental illness, A, she has severe attachment issues, so she doesn't feel comfortable in their relationship when Dan isn't by her side 24/7. And B, Kayla refuses to keep commuting because her mental illness prevents her from getting to class with a commute, but has no roommates to board with. I'm done. I started shouting at Dan that his girlfriend needs to start acting like an effing adult and stop claiming mental illness to avoid every single inconvenience in her life. Kayla is appalled and is trying to cancel me, thinking that I'm heartless and hate the mentally ill. So am I the asshole.
I do have a question, right? I do have a question. What would canceling her look like?
I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't know. Yo.
So I am very sympathetic towards people with mental health issues, but I'm also sympathetic towards my quality of life. My quality of life matters.
Moldy biohazard?
Yeah. My quality of life matters. It just does. If you're concerned about, maybe you take Dan, you take the initiative, right, to help her get settled.
No, Dan is the boyfriend.
Okay, well, something gotta give, because you can't leave moldy dishes in my shit,
bruh.
Moldy?
I
can't have no COVID-y dishes in my fucking.
COVID-y. Yo, what?
I can't. That's gross. It's gross. Now, as far as what she does in class, whether she goes to class,
I mean,
I don't know if that's nobody.
That may or may not be your business.
That may not be your business right there, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like mind your fucking business. Seriously, like, as long as shit getting paid, as long as she's still enrolled in school, obviously her professors they ain't said nothing about it just yet. So yeah. Now the bong rips on the couch because I'm not a smoker. As long as that shit don't get too crazy up in there.
Yeah, I mean, now, but here's the deal: if you're doing that all day, it's going to get crazy.
It's going
to get all day.
Yo, I'm gonna give a classic example. When we did the show out in Seattle, well, Redmond, Washington, but we stayed in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
When Graydon Ferdinand first got there, me and my wife came from our hotel room to go around there and see what this nigga was doing.
Right.
It was packed because a lot of the other artists that were supposed to perform, they was over there. The photographer, PJ, he was over there.
And there was a very thick cloud of smoke.
Bro, I was only in there for a few minutes. And I was high as a motherfucker. And I had to leave up out that motherfucker because, like, my shit was hurting. It was thick up in there. So I know what that's like. Really, that's not. Point.
Disco says if she's mentally ill, she should not be mindlessly self-medicated. That's true. That's very true.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah, yo, if it's all day, that's absolutely gonna have an effect. Like,
It is.
what do you mean? Like, I
I
don't.
Mike said COVID is not a
All right. Am I the asshole for expecting my fiance to pay for half of the trip? My fiance Gina, 27, and
this is Martin.
No, shut up. And I, 28. Speaking of which, hold up. You God damn it. So Martin just got his star on the Walk of Fame or something.
Did
like
he?
That. Yeah. All right. So the lady, I confuse her. I'm not the best with actor names, except unless I'm like a big fan of the actor.
Right.
I forget her name. The one that was in the thin line between love and hate with Martin. She was there. Pam, Tachina Arnold, I do know her name. She was there. Tracy Morgan was there.
Hey, that's what shit. Hustle man.
Yeah, Hustle Man. And Steve Harvey.
Why
was Steve Harvey? Thank you. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me. Why the fuck was Steve Harvey there? It was a picture with.
I don't understand.
What's that? Robin Givens? I don't.
You know what? They might be. You know what? For all we know, they could be really close friends now or whatever. I don't know, but
but that don't fit the picture though.
No,
like,
well, for the record, I never want Steve Harvey in any picture.
I mean,
but you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying
because thin line between love and.
Did he produce that? Did Steve Harvey produce that or some shit? What's going on with that?
I think so.
Did he produce anything Martin did?
No, he's not involved. Lynn Whitfield, that's what it is. Lynn Whitfield.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a picture of Martin, Tracy Morgan, Tatina Arnold, Lynn Whitfield, and Steve Harvey for some reason.
Why would Steve Harvey be there?
I have no idea.
You know what? What if he was just going down the street and say, hey, they got Martin?
Yo, that's funny. That's funny. Let me see. Steve Harvey and Martin Lawrence. He spoke at the Walk of Fame.
Okay, but that still doesn't really.
That shows why he would be at the event. But why would he be in that picture?
I don't understand what's going on.
And I'm not seeing anything of them working together.
Yeah, I don't really get what that's a boy get down. Excuse me.
Oh God. Yo, that baby is giving him hell over there. That is wow. That is funny. It is hilarious. It's wholesome content. Of course, Team's not gonna agree, but it couldn't happen to a better person. The joys of raising a baby cat. Like, what? It's very interesting. Every time I think about getting a cat, I think about Toon. Absolutely, Discord. Like, I feel like every cat's underlying motive is to cause as much mischief as possible in whatever way they deem necessary. Like, that's how I feel. Speaking of cats, I got to babysit a cat this coming week. So, and it's a baby. The thing is, I've only seen him once in person, so hopefully he still likes me, because we were friends that day. But you know how it is. It's been I don't have my apartment is not set up for me to be able to have a cat. Discord said I recently became the unwitting cat parent of two more. We had one that moved in.
Put his ass upstairs.
Of course you did.
Fuck that.
We were just talking about how amazing this is that you get to experience raising another cat.
Nah, this is ass. It's ass. I've done my fair share. You know what I'm saying?
In perpetuity, my guy. Anyway, so am I the asshole for expecting my fiance to pay for half the trip? My fiance Gina, 27, and I, 28, met in college about 6 years ago, and we got engaged last November. Our wedding is in 2 months. I'm not sure how much context about the relationship is needed, so feel free to ask. Recently, I've landed a new job with a better position and make a bit more money than before. Gina also has a job. I try to get her into this new company I work for, and now And since they pay more than what she's making now, despite the raise on money, we haven't had any big changes regarding our lifestyle. So I've been able to save some extra money. We have planned the wedding too, which was expensive. We both paid for most of it with our parents paying for some particular stuff as a gift. We're used to splitting expenses since we earned about the same before and it made sense. However, now we're planning a short trip to de-stress from work and she wants me to pay for everything since I have savings and she doesn't. She said she spent all her money on the wedding stuff, and since we're a couple, I shouldn't mind paying for her. I told her she should pay with the money she saves each month for personal stuff, since a trip is also something personal. She then got upset and said that splitting was stupid when we were about to get married. We argued, and she kept saying she won't cut money off her personal stuff expenses since she needs that. She called me an asshole and greedy. I told her that I was not okay with being her piggy bank and that if she can't pay for the trip, then maybe she shouldn't go. Ooh. Yikes. I said this so she'll accept to pay herself. Then she blew up at me because I'd rather go alone than pay for her. She got upset and left to her mom's house. She came back the day after, but now she said I either pay for her to go or leave alone and forget about the wedding. Am I really an asshole for thinking we should split costs? Edit. I already paid for the trip. I just haven't told her yet. I just want to know if I was the asshole for expecting her to pay. That's a lot to unpack here. Okay, so so first of all,
he was swinging for the fences,
bruh. I don't ever think it's okay for you to say, no matter what y'all financial situation is, no matter how y'all divvy up what y'all do and how y'all do it, I don't think it's ever okay for the nigga to just be like, well, if you can't pay for the trip, then maybe you shouldn't go.
Yo,
what?
That's
a wild bar. How
bar.
do you say that's your significant other? Like, nigga, yo. What?
Listen, see, I had a conversation. With Addie years ago where we talked about a situation, not exactly something like this, but in the part that how you supposed to talk to your spouse.
Bruh.
That's your love thing.
Right.
Don't start that bullshit. Because if you start talking to them greasy, you've set a precedent that's going to continue and get worse the more familiar y'all get with each other.
Thanks.
Which is why I typically keep that shit out of our relationship and the way we engage with each other. And every single time when I allowed for that to come in, it was never by me. It was me accepting something from somebody else. It never turned out right. It never turned out right.
Right.
There's a certain way that I am going to engage my love thing. Y'all niggas is bugging. Y'all bugging.
Like, what type of shit is that? Listen, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. Said, we gonna clap right back.
Here's the thing. I'm not mad. I wasn't mad at him until this part started. Because he was making some valid points.
He was.
But then, if you can't afford it, you just shouldn't go. Wait, what? Here's the thing. I've been on several trips with significant
Really?
others.
I did not. You be going on trips?
I see you didn't. You started talking. You started doing this before I finished. God damn it! I've been on several trips with significant others, and here's the thing: I've never split 50-50 a trip.
Right.
I've also never paid entirely.
Right, for a trip. Right.
For a trip.
Right.
And that's not to say I never would.
Right. I know what you're saying.
But like, I do feel like, I don't know. God, this nigga said if you don't,
bro, that's crazy. Yo,
I'd rather go by myself than pay for her.
That
nigga.
Yo,
what?
Listen, when the first trip me and my wife went on, we had really just met, maybe a few months. It was a few months. a week, Valentine's weekend, she completely surprised me with a trip to Universal. That's my first time going to Universal Studios for a weekend. It was dope. She paid for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody in a relationship who got it that shouldn't be off board the idea.
Bruh,
that pays
that part.
That should not be off the table,
Right?
Because it depends on the situation,
If
what's
you
going
got
on.
it.
If you got it. Now, also, couples putting in on a trip is also acceptable, very acceptable. But when you start throwing them bulls like, I'd rather go myself than
because here's the problem. So for those that don't understand, the big problem with the I'd rather go by myself than pay for her. The big problem is, sir, you're not saving that much money by going by yourself, because you still the place is still going to be what the place is going to be.
Yeah,
you pay the extra money that you're paying for is probably like a plane ticket, and depending on whether it's all inclusive or not, the food.
Like, do you like her at all,
bruh? Like, what is going on here? I'd rather go by myself than pay. Listen.
Yo,
and
what Chrissy
the fact
said
that
right
he
here.
ended this with, I already paid for the trip.
So you started all this unnecessary bullshit. No, that's why I'm asking, do you really like her? Chrissy, just right here. If there was a plan to split, she should have held her in. But shit happens. If it was because of the wedding, I'd be understanding and help more. It don't sound like he like her, yo.
Bruh, that's wild.
Well, and Biddy asks, what was the trip? Was it not a couple trip for him to go himself?
Well, I think, again, regardless of what the reason for the trip was, let's say it was a group trip. Right. No matter what, you're going to be paying. You're not going to be paying half of what you would have been paying if she doesn't go.
Exactly.
It's still going to be more than that.
Exactly.
You're not going to save that much money by her not going. Like, I don't.
He don't sound, Chrissy. It don't sound like he like her.
Here's the thing about him liking her or not. The only thing I can see in this that might not necessarily mean he don't like her, but maybe he was offended, was the idea that you've been saving money, so you got it. Now, I'll give you that. I'll give him that.
That could have been what it
for
was.
him to have an issue with that sentiment.
It was.
I can see that. I still wouldn't have came back with those bars, but I can see him having an issue with that sentiment because, like, all right, yeah, I got a better job, so I've been saving money, but I also got you a better job.
Right.
So you make more now as well.
Right.
I can understand him not liking that statement, but nigga,
that ain't how you ain't supposed to talk to your love thing like that. That's crazy. That right there, you lost most of your sympathy points. So I'm just gonna call you the asshole right now because saying shit like that is crazy. And then the idea, I'd rather go with myself. Is crazy.
Apparently, there are 91 people who are saying he's the asshole. Wait. How many people say he's not the asshole? I want to read one of those because I want to read something that
with the reasoning is right. What's the reasoning?
All right. I'm confused about the part where her money is his money, especially this part. She kept saying she won't cut money off her personal stuff, expenses, since she needs that. What part of this is his money? Not the asshole, and this couple probably shouldn't go through with the wedding if they haven't talked finances. All right, I'll give you the last part.
Yeah.
If they haven't talked finances, they need to do a lot more.
Y'all need to do some shit before y'all talk about some marriage shit.
All right, so let's see. We just merged everything since we discussed it extensively before getting married, and thankfully we both have. Oh no, this is OP.
This is okay.
No, I don't want your perspective. I want to see what people say. Okay, let me see. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Take this advice from her and forget about the wedding. You are not the same. You're not on the same page on finances, and you need to discuss that before getting. Okay. So far, all the not the assholes are actually making. Okay, let me see. This guy says, "I'm sure I'll get downvoted." So let's see what the fuck he got to say.
Yeah, he about to
I'm sure I'll get downvoted, but let's look at the facts. They have traditionally split expenses 50-50. If the lifestyle hasn't changed with his recent raise, why would this be any different? They have both paid into the upcoming wedding. No mention if it was 50-50, but I would safely assume it is. He mentions they both proposed a de-stressing trip. If he was the one who proposed it, then I would assume that he would pay for it in this case. Both parties giving ultimatums at this point makes them both assholes and doesn't bode well for a long and happy marriage. OP, I agreed to a financial understanding before getting married to avoid this bullshit in the future. If I'm reading correctly, you own the house outright as it was an inheritance. Come up with a plan to have her buy 50% of it. Not only will she be vested in the asset, but it negates power imbalance or sell the house and buy something together. Okay, I was with him until that end.
Mm-hmm.
That is not how the fuck you do things.
No, it's not. And
putting somebody on the deed gives them half of the house.
Yeah.
They don't have to
physically
give any buy.
Money. Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, let's see if we can find another one. Another person that says, so I'll probably get downvoted, but not the asshole. I don't like when women expect men to pay for them because toxic personalities within the manosphere use that to make women out to only love opportunistically, which I personally find ridiculous. But I also never expected any man I have ever dated to pay for anything. I was and am always open for splitting costs because I'm an adult and I want to be seen as one and not as a pretty accessory that can be bought. Do you guys have paid for have you guys paid for the wedding in equal splits? Let's say if we took every single item needed for the wedding, is everything split 50-50 money-wise, not counting what your parents have paid for? I'm asking because it sounds like your fiance bought stuff for the wedding that was solely her wish. Hence, she already spent all her money on the wedding. I also don't understand why she demands you to pay for everything regarding this trip. Why didn't she propose to split the cost 60-40 or 70-30? Why are you supposed to spend your personal money and she is not? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't believe that married people should only have one joint account. You guys both have jobs, both earn money, and should be able to have money that is only for yourself. Get one joint account and two separate accounts where you transfer a small sum of money every month. If I were your fiance, I would have proposed to split the cost, like I mentioned above. Her calling you greedy and an asshole is pretty out of line. Propose to her that you split the cost 70-30 and see how she reacts. If she still refuses to chip in, I would go to couples counseling or honestly rethink the marriage or get a proper prenup at least. I can't say I'm mad at that response.
She had a well thought out response to that, but I will say, you
never say those things.
Yeah, like
no. Regardless of anybody that might be on your side, in general,
like, that's not some shit
you
you're supposed to come
never say those things.
Man. At all.
You never say these things.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I said, I've never paid for an entire trip. I've never gone 50-50 exactly. It's always been some type of other percentage. And I feel like
Chrissy said the next episode she's gonna need to be on this segment.
I feel like it's I particularly give this response weight because it's a woman.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's easy for us to talk about this topic without a woman present.
Right.
But getting the perspective of women absolutely gives it a different little bit of a look.
Right.
So, but nigga, you
Chrissy
still
said,
never say those
I was
things.
about to say they clearly don't agree on finances, so that's a big red flag. This
100%.
is too much tit for tat. They can't like each other, and honestly, there are a lot of couples think in these lines too much. Listen, it just doesn't sound like they like each other. Yo, you popping off greedy asshole, and I'd rather do this.
Bruh!
Yo, they clearly it doesn't sound like they like each other a whole lot. They really don't. Where that comes, and listen, we all know that money is finances is a thing that does come between couples. But if everybody is acting in good faith,
right,
and there's actual affection towards each other, there's ways to handle this without you doing all of this.
if you can't afford it, maybe you shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What do you mean? If what? Hold up, huh? Or how about we go to a different place? But here's the thing. All right. So after reading this comment, I am kind of seeing both sides more now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just thrown back by those words that he
used. Me too.
Those fighting words.
Those are fighting words.
Those fighting words. You don't like, nigga, you could be 100% in the right, but if you throw those words out there,
yeah, you really
can't help you
damage your own position.
Bro, I can't help you no more.
Yeah.
But there are other ways that both of them could have handled this.
I agree.
Like if it was a super expensive trip, she could have said, "Hey, I can't afford that.
Right?
Can we do something else?
Maybe let's go to Virginia Beach,
bro. Listen.
Maybe we go to Virginia Beach.
I'm saying, like,
maybe we wait for our first anniversary.
Virginia's for lovers, ain't that what they say?
That's what they say. I mean, you wouldn't know if you talked to Big K, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, I just don't.
It's a sticky wicket, I gotta say. You know what I'm saying? Sticky wicket, to be sure. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little bit distracted because I just saw the early coloring of a alternate cover for the next issue, and it kind of fucked me up. So
That's funny.
Kind of fucked me up.
All right, I want to see some of his responses real quick before we close this out. So, oh wait, hold up. That's
Biddy says, I've had friends who always expect men to pay for everything. They never went for love. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
That's the thing. It's crazy.
So OP
McKenna says it's always so hard with hearing only one side. If he made the vacation way past reasonable for her income given their wedding, yeah. And should have been covered. Also, if you're this close to your wedding, you should have better communication skills. That's a bar. Yeah, you would think, right? Y'all know how to talk.
Oh no, facts. All facts.
Like, yeah.
So as a what's the word I want to use? As a rule of thumb, whenever we do the your am I the asshole thing, I try to take it at face value because there's no way for us to get all the context.
That's true.
It's not possible. It's not possible. So let me see. What did he say? Oh no, that's not the OP. God damn it. What's the OP's name? The OP's name is Overall Proposal. I'm assuming that, yeah, this person made this so that they could, okay. So these are some of his responses. Somebody said, so it's fair that she paid for the wedding. Why aren't you helping pay for that? He responds, I did help pay for the wedding. That's clear. That's in the fucking OP.
That's in the OP.
Yeah, okay.
Paying attention.
Right. You're dumb. This person, oh no, it's another dumb person. Wow. Now, I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So somebody
it's actually an abundance of dumb people.
Right. Somebody says, so it's fair she paid for the wedding. Why aren't you helping pay for that? He said, OP says, I paid for the wedding too. Someone else, another person, responds to that by saying, in an earlier comment, you say you paid for half of the wedding. Which is it? Dumbass.
Yo,
what the fuck do you mean?
Jeez, man.
Yo. All right.
Hold up. No, it's not the cat.
Oh, for once. Yo, what is wrong with people? Let me read the whole comment. In an earlier comment, you said you paid for half of the wedding. Which is it? Get your story straight before you start defending yourself on Reddit. Yo, the OP said I paid for half the. Who you think paid for the other half? I'm so confused. Like, what? He specifically said we split. We had our parents chip in for certain things as gifts, and then we paid for the other parts. Half would be his other half, the person he's in a relationship with. I don't. Yo, we are a virus. We don't belong here. This stupidity should be way more scarce than it actually is. I'm mad that the OP had to respond to this, and he said, I paid for half of it. I paid for it too. Equals she didn't pay for the whole thing by herself. Like, what do you? I don't know. I don't know. I just don't understand. Oh, and I think people are misunderstanding the comment about lifestyle. Their lifestyle's not changing, but we're uh we're gonna get to that because I've never done this before. I think I need to do this more, where I actually look at what the OP says in responses to some of the comments. So, this person is from Baltimore, apparently. They said not the dude, not the OP, but this comment I'm about to read. It says, "You're the asshole. This is what couples do for each other." That's funny. This is what couples do for each other. When I was engaged, I was making almost 3 times my fiance. I was just out of grad school. She was in a post-college fellowship. I wanted her to be with me, so I gladly paid for our trips, meals out, and anything else outside of day-to-day living. If you aren't willing to do that and would rather go alone than pay for her to come with you, you either aren't ready for marriage or she doesn't really mean that much to you, and you should break it off now before any of it becomes legal. Marriage is about being with each other and sacrificing for each other. You don't seem ready for that. His response, I already paid for the trip. I just haven't told her, but I think it's unfair. So somebody else says to him, when partners have different incomes, you either stick to a lifestyle the lower income partner can afford to split 50-50, or the higher earner takes on more of the expenses. And even split that strains one person's finances is not fair and not sustainable. Either pay for the trip or cancel it. But here's the thing. A lot of people, I think, are overlooking the fact that in the OP, he said our lifestyles did not change.
Oh, so
when I got my raise,
they got the proportionate amount that kept them in the same bracket that they were before. With him making slightly more or whatever.
Both of them make more now.
Yeah, but he makes slightly more than her.
I don't know if he said that though.
Okay.
I think that he got the increase first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he ever says that he necessarily makes more than her still.
Mm-hmm.
What he said was, I found a better paying job, and once I got into the job, I got her a job with my company.
Right.
I guess we can assume he still makes more, but that's why he was able to save so much money, because when their income went up, their lifestyle didn't change.
Right.
So he says we kept our lifestyle as it was when we earned the same. We regularly had trips to de-stress our vacation before. Okay. Somebody says life isn't fair. It never has been. You guys have a lot to work out because there are bigger issues which require agreement and compromise. What happens?
Yo told him life is hard. Get a helmet. That's crazy.
So, he said, what happens if you buy a house? OP says we already have a house. And the person came back and said, how did you parse who paid for that? Surely there was something that needed to be worked out. OP says, for the house, my parents gifted it to me. She moved in with me. All right, 2 more. Someone says, you're the asshole because it looks as if she has been paying for wedding stuff Have you contributed financially to the
He
wedding?
just said
Or do you want her to pay for that and the trip on her wage? You sound very, very self-centered. Do not even consider getting married until you are both on the same page financially. Money is a big reason for divorce, so you need to fix this. If she wants a partner who is a provider, she needs to say that. If you expect your partner to put in 50-50 despite you earning more, gender pay gap. Okay, now you're being too. Come on, shut up.
No. They already fucked up.
No, yes, I agree. I'm just saying, you just keep adding on to. Yeah, okay. Then you need to be very clear. Are you sure her personal stuff isn't a necessity? Does it involve looking good for you? Okay, listen. Also, stop playing games with her. I said X, so she would say Y. That's extremely manipulative and childish. Maybe you shouldn't come on the trip if you can't afford it. It's so fucked up to I agree with that one. It's so fucked up to say to someone you love, she isn't a child, not okay being her piggyback. She's your fiance, not some pal from the local bar. Not gonna lie. If my friend told me her fiance behaved this way, I would say this was a red flag and she should reconsider being with him.
Yo, she kicked him in the nuts with that.
And OP simply responded, I paid for half of the wedding too. So this person came back and said, okay, after you pay for the trip, if you pay for both, you will still have savings. If she pays for herself, will she? Is there a reason why you didn't firstly work out whether or not you could both afford the trip before you even booked it? He says, I already paid. I have savings left. She just wouldn't have as much money for her hair appointments and that kind of stuff if she would have paid. We spoke together about the trip. When we were discussing about paying for it is when we had our argument.
What about his hair appointments?
I don't fucking know. And the last comment. Not the asshole. Splitting was stupid when we were about to be married. This is about far more than just who pays for the vacation. Gina is outright telling you that she views her money as hers and your money as hers.
Martin.
And that she is planning to spend your earnings on her expenses after marriage. Cancel the vacation plans, get into some couples therapy immediately instead, and discuss getting a prenup and having separate finances.
Oh my!
If Gina won't go to couples counseling or has a bigger fit, oh shit, I lost it. Whatever. The point is, that person was wilding.
Yes,
I'm glad I didn't get to finish it because that person was wilding the fuck out. Like, what are you talking about? Like, huh? Like, wait, what? But OP responded, we already have a prenup. So, yeah. Here's the thing.
There's a lot there.
Yes, and I'm about to tell on myself, I guess, because I feel a way about some of these defenses of her and some of these attacks to her.
Yeah, agreed.
Like I've never, this is me personally, I don't think the last 5 minutes of the show is the time for me to say what I'm about to say. So I'm just not. I'm just not gonna.
Very judicious. I must say.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna. I'm not gonna do that.
Very judicious. It's about the rain.
Well, Biddy, it's not clear if he paid for it before he brought the idea of splitting it to her, or if he paid for it after she expressed an issue with splitting it. That's not clear.
That and to me, that is not to belabor the point, but that is a key thing that I would like to know as far as intentions and why I carried this argument to this extent.
Okay, I can say this. I feel it's again. He never should have said the dumb shit that he said. The couple dumb things that he said, but reading some of these comments and seeing how people are extrapolating and all type of stuff, and clearly, again, we will never have the full context of this because we don't fucking know this guy. But I'll relate it to something that I went through. So with my ex, I mentioned already on here how I've never done a 50-50 trip. But I am guilty of like this, like what he potentially did was he paid for the trip and then asked her for the money. I've been in a situation where I might have made her think she was paying half of the trip. And that I thought I was doing that to not make the money be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That was my intention behind it. It turned out that it bit me in the ass because she then, on one trip that we went on, complained about splitting trips 50-50.
Oh, jeez.
And nigga,
It made you feel
I'm not going to say I'm proud of what happened next, but I dug in her ass. I showed receipts. I show Nick, because what we not going to do. My issue was, if this is an issue that you have, say something.
Yeah.
Say something. Don't let it fester and build until you blow up.
Right.
No, say something.
Right.
And if you would have said something, you would have found out that the reality is you have never paid for half of a trip. That's never happened.
Right.
And it's never gonna. But the thing with us, that argument didn't lead to questions on whether we would continue to be in a relationship. What up, cuz?
And also, DJ, and it didn't lead you to say, I'd rather.
Oh no, nigga. Listen.
I'd rather go myself.
It didn't lead to us questioning if we would continue with a relationship. It actually led to us going on a trip where she paid for most of the trip.
Probably shut your mouth. But
hey, listen. But here's the thing: my mouth wasn't open until she started. I mean, because I wasn't complaining about it.
Listen, the old saying is not a complete one-to-one, but it does have some relevance. Romance without finance is a damn nuisance. And it's it was just a couple of them body shots he took right there. Also, her calling him greedy and this, that, and that. It's kind of y'all used to talking to each other fucked up. That's what
because here's
like
the bruh, and here's it also said I'm extrapolating. I'm extrapolating and assuming. But for her to say you have money in your savings, you're greedy. Yeah. That shows financial illiteracy to me.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Because what? What
it does.
What do you about? I have a rainy day fund, so I'm greedy. I have what could potentially be a seed into our children's college.
Yeah. Or bailout money just in case some really fucked up shit happens and we need this money.
So I think it goes back to they shouldn't be getting married right now.
I think they got things they still need to sort out.
Yeah, they need to work some shit out.
Because again, I'm saying to you, I've been in every situation I've ever been in with a woman where I fucked up and allowed a certain type of because I would never talk to them a certain way because of the way I was raised.
Right.
I saw the ugliness from two people that had kids. I'm one of the kids. I saw a bit of the ugliness, right? So, and then I saw examples of it with friends and their parents, right? So I never wanted to bring that into my shit, but there has been times when I was a bit too lax on putting a headlock on that shit. The first time it happened from out of her face, I was lapsed and just let it roll off. It never worked out good. It never worked out good when y'all start throwing them fucking bombs at each other, those rhetorical bombs. That shit never works out because it only goes downhill from there. The more familiar y'all get with one another, the worse that shit gonna get.
Yep.
Worse that shit gonna get. So I just don't like having that shit involved. And this is my love thing. Now, don't get it twisted. You other motherfuckers out here outside relationship, I'm gonna cuss you the fuck out.
I mean, come on now.
I'm gonna talk crazy, but I don't do that. I'm not.
Right.
Nah. We're not doing it. And honestly, even with my friends, there's a line I'm not gonna go. Because why am I talking to you like somebody I want to beat up for? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk to you like you somebody I'm trying to beat the fuck up. Like I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? But it is still a little different because y'all gonna be all kinds of motherfuckers.
Come on, that's clear. That's clear. That's a given. Like I would expect anything less than the uncivilized.
We want to thank everybody once again for joining us. For us, well, I don't know what's happening in Baltimore because I'm like maybe 35 minutes away. It's about to storm out this motherfucker, man. Yo, it's dark.
It's supposed to rain here.
Where I wonder if it's
know
coming
it's
from
gonna be a
south.
storm.
I wonder if y'all gonna get what we got. Is it moving south? You know, well, for me, north, because I'm south from the city. Because it's dark as a motherfucker outside right now. But yeah, we want to thank y'all once again for joining us on another Saturday morning cartoon show block of the Black Culture Geeks. Be sure to check out my man Jaded Nerd's channel. Also check out my man Super Sci Guys Metas and Mutants channel. Do not forget, if you haven't already, to go ahead and subscribe to the Multiworld Entertainment channel. Also Instagram stuff. So SBJ has everything by SBJ and music by SBJ. Yeah. All right. Of course, mine is the Reaperverse. So if you haven't gone over there and checked that out, go ahead and do that. Check out the Majestic Comics channel as well. And I think that's do not forget Heard It Through the Grapevine podcast that Chrissy got going on over there as well. And check out Addie's stuff too, because he's doing more content now as well. And for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And for the greater Multi-World Entertainment family, we are out of here. Peace.